Iowa Western Reaver football.
A very good evening from Bain Schaefer Buffalo Stadium in Canyon, Texas, as we get you set for tonight's game between the top-seeded Reavers and the third-seeded Blue Dragons of Hutchinson. Hello, everybody. I'm Jake Ryan in the Papa John's broadcast booth, joined by my friend Russ Nelson, Josh Hodson, Tony Boone, and, of course, the rest of the Reaver crew here. It has been a long lead-up to this one since last Friday night's defeat of Northwest Mississippi. And, Russ, you look at what Coach said about his goals for today, the keys to victory, brought to you by Leach Camper. Be efficient, run the ball, make call your throw. They don't want quarterback sacks. I mean, they love them, but they want quarterback hits. They want to make him pay for standing in the pocket. And, of course, field position is going to be key for him. What is your game plan for today's game for the Reavers? It's brought to you by State Farm Insurance and agent Judd Knispel.
Well, when I look at this game, I think obviously the last time we saw them, there was those turnover issues early on. Ultimately, it didn't cost them the game, but I think they definitely need to hold on to the football. They can't give Hutch any momentum in this game, especially early on. I mean, I just think they got to win the running game. What that means is I want to see them get more running yards than Hutchinson does. The defense needs to stop their talented running back, and hopefully we get some running game going just like we did against Northwest Mississippi, which I think will definitely open up some of that passing game. And then finally, they're going to have to control the emotions. I mean, things are riding high here tonight, and we got to make sure that they're playing smart and just walking back to the huddle, doing all the things they need to do to kind of keep within themselves.
Absolutely. Those are your game plan, brought to you by State Farm Insurance and agent Judd Knispel. The Hy-Vee coin flip just happened. Tony, keep us updated what happened. It looks like the Reavers will receive.
The Reavers are going to receive, but that's because Hutch won the flip, so it'll be Reaver football to open up the championship game.
So Hutch wins and a deferral till the second half, which means the Reavers have got to maximize their potential here in this first half. Russ, we head into your plugged-in players segment of tonight's game. Who needs to get it going? It's brought to you by Commonwealth Electric, of course, Commonwealth Electric of the Midwest, bringing support for electronics all through the Midwest.
Well, I feel like, it'd be easy to say Hunter, but I feel like that running game is going to be so key. So I'm going to go with Daniel Swinney. He needs to have a solid day. I don't think he needs to run for 200 yards. I'd love to see it, but I think he needs to have a solid day running the ball, especially on those first downs. And then that's going to lead to Hunter, getting where he needs to go. But let's stick with Daniel Swinney for offense. On defense, I think Andy Berberia, he's so talented right in that middle, stopping the run. And also, he's going to have to help keep track of their quarterback Collier to make sure he's not, slipping out of the pockets as well. I think he's going to have a busy day and hopefully get some of those quarterback hits that we heard Coach Stroh talk about.
Sounds great. Commonwealth Electric of the Midwest online at CommonwealthElectric.com. Nestus Berger ready to lead Hutchinson out onto the field, but they call him back as we are just about to get this one underway. Let's get some numbers to watch from our guy that's normally the statistician, but today will be all over the numbers to watch for the Reavers. Josh Hodson, what are we watching for today?
Well, for Hunter Deckers, 89 yards is all he needs to become the single-season passing leader at Iowa Western. A couple receivers very close to the top 10. Titus needs 53 yards. Fresh needs 72 yards to enter the top 10 receivers list. Daniel Swinney, 62 yards will put him into 7th place all-time.
So there's a couple things we'll be watching for tonight. Of course, we'll be watching for that final score. Reavers looking for their third straight national title. It's never been done at the NJCAA Division I level. Nestus Berger set to boot this one away. A couple of backs for the Reavers. It's Jonathan Humple back deep along with Trevor Burnett. So not only a couple of backs, but a couple of running backs who are set to return this opening kickoff. It's brought to you by Aero Towing. They can help with jump starts, gas, whatever you need, or whether it's a simple tow of your automobile. Here we go, opening kickoff. Berger sends it deep down the field. We broadcast tonight from left to right. Humple thinks about it and now brings it out. He's going to be hit initially at the 5, maybe a bad decision, and Hutchinson will overwhelm him at the 7-yard line here on the near sideline for the Reavers. Let's get your Schmidley's range report to start things off. Schmidley's, of course, the driving range between between Maple and Fort on 120th Street. They've also got that sand volleyball in the spring and summer. Remember, spring sand volleyball signups begin at halftime of the Super Bowl. Your weather tonight, 40 at kickoff, 38 for the low, a light wind out of the south at just 7 miles an hour. Pretty darn good night for football here in Texas. Canyon, Texas, the home of West Texas A&M, and we are ready to go. Hunter Decker sends a man in motion. That's Daniel Swinney to the far side of the field. Reavers going left to right on your radio dial in the dark sales uniforms. Pressure coming from Hutch. Quick pass across the middle. It's complete to Javen Moore, and he's got it out past the 25 for a full-fledged first down. That was a quick hitter, and it made it happen very quickly, Russ.
Yeah, and they were kind of had double tight, and that he found the open receiver. But I loved seeing the protection up front, giving Hunter time to go through his progressions, find a wide open Moore.
Tackle made on the play by all-conference defensive back Colin Collier for Hutchinson. First and 10, 27-yard line. Handoff. Daniel Swinney picks his way forward, drives across the 30-yard line, and a gain of about 3 yards on first down and 10. A good start for Daniel Swinney. Again, he averaged over 6 yards a carry in that semifinal matchup against Northwest Mississippi.
Just ran it right into Kedrick Walker. I think that's going to be a matchup that's going to be key in this game.
Kedrick Walker, again, a second-team Jayhawk all-conference team. Now it'll be a man splitting to the outside. It's DeAndre Horn, I believe, the tight end that comes all the way out. He's the lone wideout, and it's a quick hit by Deckers. He throws it into the midst, and it falls incomplete. Who knocked that one down? Looked like Shandavian Bradley, the big defensive end that got a piece of it, unless you guys saw something different.
That's what I thought I saw, too. They've got some size on those defensive ends.
Yeah, Bradley, 6'4", 242. He's out of Platte City, Missouri. One of our favorite stops on the way down through Kansas. Second down. Check that, 3rd down and 3 after the incompletion. Yeah, Bradley got his big right hand up there. Quick hitter again. This one into the arms of Daniel Swinney. No, check that, Trevor Burnett, and he'll rumble for a first down. So a quick hitter to the outside and another full-fledged first down. How about that for a chunk of yards, Russ?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of times when we see Burnett, he's in the running back position, but he's so talented at receiving these balls and getting downfield. So that was a big pickup for the Reavers, now kind of operating quickly.
All the way to the 48-yard line, first down and 10. There's DeAndre Horn in motion as the H-back. He'll set up on the left side of the line. Fake handoff, the play action. Pressure coming. A quick throw across, and it's nearly hauled in, although that would have been a spectacular play by the Hutchinson defender. That's number 97, Jeffrey Manns, a freshman out of Lancaster, Texas. So, again, it was a lot of pressure on Deckers, and he was just trying to throw it away, and it almost ends up in the hands of the big defensive lineman.
Yeah, we'll breathe a little bit easier that the defensive lineman didn't have the best hands to pull that in, and they'll live to see second down.
That might be the biggest wide receiver you'd ever seen if he had a good set of hands. Fresh Walter splits to the far side. Handoff to Burnett. Burnett across the 50 to the Hutch 49-yard line. 3rd down and 7 coming up for the Reavers.
You saw the patient running of Burnett. He kind of does that little jump step, tries to find it running right by the right tackle, and picks up a little bit of yards. But now with 3rd down, probably going to have to go through the air again and going to find that protection for Hunter. You give him time, he can find these receivers.
Hunter so far 2 for 3 on the night from the 49-yard line in Hutch territory. Avian Rice with that last tackle. Hutch in the all-whites with that Hutch script logo on either side of the helmets in their dark sails with the chrome IDub flag. Deckers going through the progressions, looking left again after he came through it. There's Fresh across the middle. Fresh to the 40, to the 35. He's tripped up at the 32, and it's another first down for the Reavers.
My goodness, did you see Fresh have to readjust to that catch? And, man, he hauled it in, but I almost thought it was going to slip out of his grasp.
What do you see, Josh? What are you pointing to?
Oh, I was trying to non-verbally tell you that the television replay is on the big board.
Oh, gotcha.
And it is quicker than the one in front of you.
Okay, well, that sounds all right. Here's the handoff. Daniel Swinney back in. Swinney picks his way past the 30, and he rumbles down to around the 27-yard line. It'll be another good chunk to start a 1st down and 10 set. Tackle of the play by Michael Graham of the Hutchinson Blue Dragons. Hunter setting. Keon's not paying attention. He wanted Hunter to come in motion, and instead they will slow this one down. K2 looking to the sideline and wasn't watching his quarterback. Reavers with Peyton McDaniel as the starting center, ready to roll. Swinney to the left of Deckers as Iowa Western drives left to right on this opening drive. They'll throw to the end zone. Brown, it's a touchdown for K2. Where's the signal? There it is. Fire the cannons. The Reavers are on the board. It's 6-0 Reavers.
And that touchdown makes him the single-season passing leader at Iowa Western.
So there you go. Hutchinson was real interested about whether number 2 was going to play for the Reavers or not this game. He hasn't played in a couple games, and he hauls in the touchdown. K2, I believe the kids say he's hyped right now on the field. 11:23 remaining, and it's a big, long touchdown for the Reavers to go up 6-0.
Well, he's hyped, and that touchdown was fire because, I thought he was maybe going to overthrow him, but, man, it jumps right in. Perfect pass from Deckers. Great catch.
Previous play is under review.
So it looked like he caught it. His butt landed inbounds. They are going to review it here. Of course, the game is on ESPNU. We have tonight's game brought to you by Phil's Comfort Zone, presenting the RSN to you. And, of course, if you're tuning in on 89.7, we've also got a booth cam as well tonight to see our silly reactions to things. GoReavers.com/information/Reaver-sports-network.
I don't think K2 was the only one that was hyped if you were watching that stream.
He's got his butt in before his leg hit out of bounds. As far as the view that I'm seeing here, what a catch it was. So we'll see if that's going to hold or not. He got his foot in. His foot was down as he called in the ball, so it shouldn't matter where his tuchus landed. Reavers potentially with a go-ahead score here in the first quarter. What a throw from Deckers as well. Well, he's in bounds right there from that view that they're showing here. If they're seeing the same thing in the booth next to us, that's where the replay is. That's a touchdown for the Reavers.
You want me to signal to him, tell him touchdown?
Yeah, go ahead. Just say, stop reviewing, touchdown. Don't do that. You might fire him up, and they might give us retribution.
Well, two things quickly here. First of all, we saw Hunter Deckers dropping dimes from like 59 yards out without even taking a step during warm-ups. So that's the first thing. Second,
so there you go. The ruling on the field stands. Iowa Western ahead quickly in just less than 4 minutes. I won't give it all away as Russ has got the Leach Camper drive summary. Here's Bartachek for the point after. Tony, finish that thought as soon as Max puts it through. Again, on the year, 61 of 63 for Max Bartachek. The sophomore out of Waukee, Iowa, takes his steps with Jonah DuPont set to hold. There's the hold, there's the kick, and the Papa John's PAT is up and through the uprights. It's 7-0 Reavers, Tony.
The only thing I was going to add is that makes the decision by Helper to run it on the end zone a non-factor.
Absolutely, it certainly does. So the score is 7-0. The Reavers score quickly. We'll find out how it happened with our Leach Camper drive summary. It's coming your way when we return on the Reaver Sports Network. Reavers up early in the national championship game on the Reaver Sports Network.
The RSN is supported by Papa John's of Council Bluffs. Papa John's at 8th and Broadway delivers throughout Council Bluffs, including the Iowa Western campus. Custom-made pizzas and sides for delivery or pickup. Personalized orders can be created online at papajohns.com. That's papajohns.com. Phone orders at 712-322-7272. Papa John's, not just pizza, papadillas, wings, Papa Bowls, sides, and drinks. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's supports the RSN.
The RSN is powered by ScoreVision. ScoreVision video boards and software light up Iowa Western's competition fields with a flexible, easy-to-use platform that not only keeps score but encourages fan engagement with video capture, streaming, and score updates for both in-venue and out-of-venue production. There's more about everything ScoreVision can provide online at scorevision.com. See what Iowa Western does with ScoreVision at Weaver Arena, Weeby Football and Soccer Complex, and the Marshall Baseball and Softball Complex on campus. ScoreVision. Experience the game, power the athlete. Proud partner of the RSN.
Sales up. Iowa Western football.
We stay around here. Go.
7-0 Reavers on the ScoreVision scoreboard. Here's your Leach Camper drive summary from Mr. Russ Nelson. Russ?
Well, Jake, I was a little worried when they started this drive, number one, on the 7-yard line, but it didn't matter. 9 plays, 93 yards. It took 3 minutes, 31 seconds off the clock. It was a touchdown pass from 27 yards out from Deckers to Brown. Max Bartachek puts the PAT through. So that opening drive, it was a good one. 7-0 Reavers on top.
Brown with his 4th touchdown catch of the year, the second against Hutchinson. He had a 78-yarder in game number 1 back on September 7th. in Council Bluffs at Titan Stadium. Jake Ryan, Russ Nelson in the Papa John's broadcast booth, Tony Boone, Josh Hotson here as well, our media students, Josh Minahan, Xander's down there as well. I can never remember Xander's last name. You guys have that one?
I don't think he has one.
Oh, he's just Xander, just a one-name guy.
With an X.
Yeah. He's bound to be big as far as that goes. And, of course, we've got Corbin Wiggins on hand as well, helping out Travis Jacobson and Serena down there on the field for the social media. Josh controlling it up here in the booth. You can follow at Reaver Football on Facebook and at X, formerly Twitter. There's a lot of people working down here today. It's been a long lead up to this one. The team got here on Monday. There was a hype video shoot Monday night. They did a walkthrough before that as soon as they arrived. And then yesterday it was another early morning walkthrough and then a press conference in the afternoon, followed by the annual banquet that they had going on. Buddy Stevens, the head coach at East Mississippi, was elected to the NJCAA Hall of Fame, will be honored today at halftime. And, of course, it was Wayman Jordan Jr. that won the JUCO Weekly Award as basically the JUCO Heisman. Was announced at the dinner last night. And the other candidates, William Cornelson from Tyler and one Hunter Deckers from Iowa Western. Fresh Walters was also a top 5 finisher in that one, and it was interesting the way they chose to do that. And of course, it was like letting 2 prize fighters meet before the big fight last night at the banquet. So Reavers fired up. The Iowa Western Seminoles, as ESPNU says on their board. Wow. Never underestimate the worldwide leader for screwing something up. Here we go with Max Barticek set to boot it away. Again, second team all return man is Goldsby. He'll take it at the 20-yard line, and he gets a little bit of a line, pulls it to the outside. Are the Reavers going to be able to get there? They are. They stack him up at the 27, and no more to go for Cordell Goldsby. Does have a punt return touchdown on the year. No kickoff return touchdowns, but that shallow kick by Barticek. And again, it was high. It allowed the Reavers special teams to get down there, but it certainly looked like he had a lane to that far side of the field toward the Hutch sideline.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see. Hopefully, Iowa Western's going to be kicking off a lot more kickoffs tonight, but if that's the strategy they continue to go with throughout the night.
Samari Collier, the starting quarterback, number 1, had a couple of rushing touchdowns and a passing touchdown the first time these two teams met. Wayman Jordan in the backfield to his right. Let's check that to his left. It's a keeper by Collier. He'll roll it to the outside. Collier makes a move, and he's going to carry this ball for a first down for Hutch nearly to the 40-yard line. On the season, 1,293 passing yards, 515 on the ground. And for the Reavers, they get Jerome Baker in there to bring him down, the middle linebacker.
And I think if one of the things we really noticed week 2 in that game was just missed tackles. This time you didn't see much missed tackles. It was great blocking, though, from Hutch up front.
Gain of 12 to the 39-yard line of Hutch. Collier now with Jordan back to his right about a step. Reavers shuffling some personnel. Play action again. Throw to the outside, and he overthrows the intended receiver. That's number 7, Ben Prosper, one of their electric receivers. They've got 415 yards on the season on 37 catches, and the first arm action of the night for Samari Collier is an incompletion. That's good news so far for the Reavers.
Yeah, I also saw Cam Dunn out there. He got his hand up. I thought maybe he was going to be able to take a swipe at that, but needless to say, good pressure to get in that backfield to kind of force the throw to go errant.
After a first down and 10 on their first play, they come up on now it's a 2nd and 10. Man in motion is Julius Bolden to the outside. They'll hand it up to Wayman Jordan Jr. He gets tipped up and tackled by McLily Bulow. Nice job by Davion to get in there and get him by a shoe top.
Yeah, I mean, literally just tripped him by his shoelaces, but, it's going to be 3rd and 10. I mean, that was a great play because it looked like there was going to be a lot of room for him to run.
Looks like they'll give him about a third of a yard on that, so technically 3rd and 9, still 3rd and 10 on the board, but that's a great tackle by Davion McLily Bulow, who, of course, did not see action in the first game between these two teams. Neither did Jerome Baker, and both of those men have got tackles so far. Man in motion is Prosper to the near side. Twins onto either side. A pro set for Hutchinson. It'll be Collier dropping back. Pressure coming. He'll race outside. Here comes the pressure, and he's brought down. Great job pursuing by the Reavers. He gains 2 on what looked like was going to be a big run.
Yeah, they just collapsed on him. They forced him out of the pocket. Don't let him throw the football, and then you had it covered once he starts tucking the ball to run.
So on 3rd down and 10, they go nowhere. It's 4th and 8, and here comes Davis Barr to boot it away. Averages 43 yards a kick, and there's a man back that we talked to in the pregame, Mr. Lucci Fedoni. Lewis Central product out of Council Bluffs. Trevor Burnett comes in as well at the last moment. They'll bring the pressure, and they get a piece of it. The Reavers have got a block. Racing over, and it will be Iowa Western football inside the 40, and now they pick it up inside the 35, and wow, what a job by the Reavers. They got it going on this game so far in the first quarter.
Yeah, I wondered if they were going to bring some pressure. I know Jackson Cherry was back there. I don't know if he was the one that got the hand on it.
The running back?
And they had a couple of guys back there, and I tell you what, that snap went a little high, and that's all it took.
Yeah, you think it was Trevor Burnett that got a piece of it, or you were talking about Jackson Cherry?
Well, I was watching. Let's see.
I'm talking to Josh right now.
Jackson Cherry, the running back.
Ethan Fischel got a piece of it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. Jackson Cherry was just there at the end and
Yep.
near the ball, but wasn't the one who got the block.
And I tell you what, I was giving Ethan Fischel a hard time because he rolled into campus on Monday morning before the flight and had his sunglasses on in the darkness. And every time I saw him from here on out, I was like, where are your shades at? Well, he's got them on now. First down and 10 for the Reavers from the 33-yard line of Hutch. Hand off to Daniel Swinney. He'll gain at least one, and they'll give him 2 down to the 31-yard line. 2nd and 8 coming up.
And you saw Nolan Geislinger in that play. Looks like he will come out, but we've been seeing little wrinkles in the offense, so we'll have to see if that eventually pays off and if they'll use them.
Avian Rice with the tackle for Hutchinson. Reavers lead at 7-0. There's just 8:34 remaining in this first quarter. I should say there's only 8:34 remaining in this quarter because the Reavers have gone quick. Again, it's Javen Moore. He'll dive out and have a nearer first down to the 25-yard line.
He's calling for it, but I don't think they're marking it. It's going to be just shy, I believe. Saw him leaping, trying to get there, but yeah.
Colin Collier with the tackle, and it's 3rd down and a long one for the Reavers from the 25-yard line, just in front of the 25. Here we go with Deckers and Swinney in the backfield. Quick handoff to Swinney. Daniel picks his way left. Moving forward, he'll be into the red zone. And a 1st down and 10 brought to you by Full Fledged Brewing Company inside the rookies' red zone. The Reavers are motoring so far in this first quarter. We're about halfway through it, and it has been total domination so far by IWCC with a long time to play in this ballgame.
Yeah, and you got to feel like if you can get to Hutch early on, maybe you start getting them a little frustrated, making those mental mistakes, and going up hopefully by 2 scores. We'll definitely have them. We'll see what they're made of because they, haven't been there.
DeAndre Horn in motion to the left side. They'll go with the run again. Swinney with a big hole. Bulldozes his way inside the 15 this time, down to the 14-yard line. Tackle on the play made by Hutch's number 21, Collier. He's been busy, and that's a good sign because he's the free safety. You want those defensive backs having to make those tackles because that means the D-line and the linebackers are coming up empty.
Yeah, I mean, you see two solid runs by Daniel Swinney. Let's see if now they let Hunter go back through the air again. I mean, Titus has a tight matchup there on the far side.
Here we go. Quick play to the sideline. That ball is caught for a touchdown. Titus Myers fire the cannons. It's 13-0 Reavers on the offside defensively for Hutchinson.
Wow. I saw them. They went right up on him. They were basically daring. It looked like David Jester was right up in his face, man-to-man coverage. And Titus made it look easy. He leapt up, got that. And that was, again, perfect throw by Hunter. Great reception by the receiver.
Here is the call from our referee tonight, brought to you by Baird Home Law.
Offside. Defense, 97. That penalty was declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Eric Stern, our Baird Home white hat of the game, makes the call, tells us the obvious that the Reavers are going to decline that one. Titus Myers, what a catch. What a throw again by the All-American quarterback Hunter Deckers.
All set up after that punt block. They had a short porch, and they made sure not to waste it.
Papa John's broadcast booth, Papa John's PAT. Bartachek bangs it home, and he is 63 of 65 on the season. 6:49 to play. Reavers 14, Blue Dragons 0 on the Reavers Sports Network.
The RSN, 89.7 The River. The Reaver Sports Network is brought to you by Leach Camper Sales in Council Bluffs. Leach Camper, the RSN's go-to for RVs, fifth wheels, travel trailers, and pop-up campers. Leach Camper on Veterans Memorial Highway and online at leachcamper.com. With sales, leasing, and rental units to meet the perfect vacation or extended stay checklist. Leach Camper not only sells, they service too, with an award-winning service team that can fix nearly any recreational vehicle issue. Leachcamper.com, part of the Priority RV Network. Leach Camper, where the coffee's always on. Supporters of the RSN.
The Reaver Sports Network is brought to you by Barley's Bar and Grill. Barley's on the historic 100 block of Broadway in Council Bluffs has everything from burgers, sandwiches, and wings to pizza, salads, and of course, a variety of tap beers, from domestic to craft and everything to make cocktails on the favorites list. Barley's, with plenty of space for big parties or just a party of two. Full menu with online ordering available at barleysbar.com. Barley's on the 100 block, home of the cheeses. Barley's Bar and Grill supports the Reavers and the RSN.
Iowa Western football plays on the
Athletic insurance provider of the NJCAA.
Back from Bain Schaefer Buffalo Stadium in Canyon, Texas, Iowa Western leads by a score of 14-0. Your Leach Camper drive summary. Well, again, after that punt block, the Reavers go 5 plays, 33 yards. It took 2 minutes, 11 seconds off the clock. On that false start penalty, they got a free play, and Deckers threw it 14 yards to Titus Myers in the end zone. Max Bartachek puts PAT through. Again, 6:49 left on the clock here in the first quarter, and they're already up 2 scores, 14-0, Iowa Western on top.
Yeah, an absolute pinpoint passing as well by Hunter Deckers. He has made it look easy, and Hutchinson trying to regroup. Now, the Reavers had a 2-score deficit in game number 1 against Hutch back on September 7th, and they were able to overcome that at Titan Stadium. So you got to keep playing. You got to keep the pedal on the metal, so to speak. The metal to the pedal, I guess. So I'll reverse that, flip it, and put my thing down.
Yeah.
You've got to keep it up. You've got to keep pounding the football and doing what they're doing. Tony.
Well, the one thing that Russ mentioned a moment ago is Hutch playing from behind. They've done that once this year, and they panicked. That was the game against Butler. They got down big early.
They were also down against Iowa Central as well, and coming back in that one.
They turned it over a bunch in that game against Butler and didn't come back in the end because the deficit became too much. It's going to take a lot here for them to right the ship quickly. They've had almost 0 plays on offense, and they're down 2 scores already.
I tell you what, though, after only two drives, Hunter Deckers 6 for 8, 103 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, it's kind of impressive when you think those numbers. You might think, oh, that's a quarter. No, that was just 2 drives, and we're still in the first quarter. So putting up some numbers already.
So here we go. Another kickoff by Bartachek, his second of the quarter with a 14-0 lead. That ball is going to be a little deeper this time, taken by Goldsby around the 8-yard line, gets a man beat, and then is buried by the next trio of Reavers that come in.
They're acting like it came out, but I think he was on the ground.
Returns to the 22-yard line.
Jackson Cherry, one of the men in there for Iowa Western. So Samari Collier and crew will come out, try to make something happen. They couldn't get anything going after a quick first down. Thomas Sundell making the tackle for Iowa Western. Again, it was Collier, only 1 run that first time to Wayman Jordan Jr., and he really didn't get anything going.
Yeah, and they were able to really get him close to the line of scrimmage. Like you said, it only made about a third of a yard. So that's probably what's impressive because, I mean, you got a guy that's the player of the year, and they're shutting him down.
Man in motion is the tight end. It will be a play-action fake. Collier will go to the far sideline. That ball is going to be out of the hands, off the fingertips of Trey Brown, incomplete as they go for the money ball.
Yeah, you saw the play action. I mean, they've run pretty heavy runs so far, but that time, yes, he fakes the handoff. Pretty accurate pass right there, but just off the fingertips.
So he couldn't catch up to the football. Trey Brown couldn't. Of course, the first-team Jayhawk performer. And we've got a 2nd and 10. This is fantastic. Keep putting them behind the chains, and let's see what happens.
Put them in the non-running situations and force their hand.
Wayman Jordan back to the right of Samari Collier, the quarterback. Man in motion again is the H-back. This time they'll hand it off to Wayman Jordan. He skips over one man. Lucas Struck giving chase, and he will push him out of bounds. Only 4 yards to go for Wayman Jordan on that play.
Well, again, the key part of that one is they didn't get him tackled in the backfield, but you had the pursuit of the Reavers that caught up to him, really limited the gain by Wayman Jordan.
So again, that H-back is the man that scored a pretty easy touchdown the first time out. That is their tight end, Tate Hoover. And guess what? On the season, he's got 1 touchdown receiving. It was against the Reavers. So here we go again on 3rd down. They'll call it 5 on the scoreboard from the 27-yard line. Collier by himself, basically. He's got a wide receiver that splits out wide right in motion. Collier looking to run. He's going to be wrapped up in the backfield right away by the Reavers. It's Brody Taggart that gets a piece of him. Jerome Baker right behind number 44 to help bring him down.
I mean, you empty backfield. You kind of knew that he was maybe going to call his own number, and they were all over it, ready for it.
Brody lost a shoe on that play.
So another punting situation. Will we see some sort of fake early on for Hutch, or will they just play it close to the vest right now? It is Blaze Hoover, their backup punter. So not Davis Barr this time. And the Reavers run into him, but they're not going to throw a flag on that. Fedoni will let it go over his head, and the ball bounces down, fielded by Hutch as it was taking a Hutchinson bounce on that near side. So Ormond Wallace picking that up as a defense mechanism almost, and the Reavers will start well in their own territory, but they got yet another possession.
No touches by Jordan on that series, by the way, and so we've seen 2 Hutch series. He's got 1 carry, as Russ mentioned a moment ago. Nothing to show for it. And just to re-emphasize something that Russ's conversation with the coach before the game and what Coach Strohmeyer had to say was about Jordan getting the win last night, fired up the Iowa Western guys. Stroh said it didn't bother me at all, and he knows it didn't bother Hunter Deckers, but somebody had something to prove to them.
Right. What it did was the Hutchinson players, after that was announced, started taunting Iowa Western. Why? I don't know why. Sometimes you don't learn your lesson, I guess.
Yeah.
And the last time the Reavers met these Hutchinson Blue Dragons in a playoff, it was 31-0. That was the first of the 2 national championships that the Reavers have won in a row. So we've got a timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here as the game going the way of the Reavers so far, 14-0 with 5:15 remaining in this first quarter.
And I think the thing that's, again, I just go back to what Coach Stroh does. I mean, this is familiar territory once we get in this national championship game to see the team just firing on all cylinders. Whatever him and his coaching staff does, they have them ready to go. And we've seen it for the last 2 years, and apparently we're seeing it for a 3rd year in a row.
So the Blue Dragons, again, will go by the numbers offensively. They average 478 yards offensively. 274 yards of that are on the ground between Collier and Wayman Jordan doing the brunt of it. Defensively, they allow 263.5. They allow 100 yards rushing a game, 155 yards passing. They've given up only 15 points per contest this season and averaged 47 points a contest. Now, that's a little bit skewed by, wins like a 99-0 beating of Ellsworth earlier this season as they ran it up on the Panthers a week after nearly losing to Iowa Central in overtime at home. For the Reavers, they averaged 443 through the offensive side of the ball, 147 on the ground, nearly 300 yards passing per game for Hunter Deckers, although he hasn't been over that 300-yard mark very many times this game. I think 5 games is the total on what he's done. Those numbers, though, have carried the Reavers to a high average there. Defensively, Iowa Western has reduced that amount of yards that they've given up to just 290, 116 on the ground, 173 through the air. They're scoring 38 points a game while giving up only 19 a game. And, of course, if you were with us for the first 3 games of the season, that was a pretty questionable whether you're going to get that number down. They're giving up 40 points a game through 2 contests, and then that number shrunk a little bit as each game went on. That whole schedule, you look at the shutout over Garden City being one of the items that was pretty good, but 34 points against Iowa Central the last time they gave up more than 20. So here we go. Reavers a 1st and 10 from their own 20. It'll be Hutch trying to slow things down. Hunter Deckers has chucked a couple of touchdowns so far. Keon Brown, Titus Myers, the recipients, they each had one in the first game as well. DeAndre Horn in motion to the far side toward the Hutch sideline. Reavers again left to right. They'll hand it off on 1st down and 10. Swinney picking his way forward. He's got 4 to the 24-yard line. And we'll take that. 4 yards a carry. It's not the 6+ that he averaged against Northwest Mississippi, but that's a pretty good stat right there.
But again, once you make those 4 yards, 2nd and 6, I mean, think of the possibilities that you have now, and you're just kind of keeping the defense on their heels, not knowing exactly what your hand is.
So now empty backfield for Deckers. The lefty will size up. Man coming, steps through pressure, and he will dive and gain a couple on the play. He'll be quickly helped up by his offensive line. It looks like they'll mark him down just shy of the 28-yard line. 3rd and 2 coming up for Iowa Western.
Down and 2 yards.
Again, you heard him in the interview say he ran track. So, I mean, he probably has a little something. He doesn't want to be basically compared to some of those slow quarterbacks. But a lot of times when he has the arm as strong as he doesn't always have to use his legs.
3rd down and 2 again. It'll be Deckers to throw. Pressure coming, and the quick throw and slipping down is going to be Fresh Walters before he could get into position to make that. So now on 4th and 2, the Reavers will more than likely punt it away, and they will. Here comes Jonah DuPont and the punting unit.
And Brown was asking the ref, like, hey, he was also on the ground too, and felt like he definitely got interfered with.
So the Reavers will kick it away. Goldsby awaits at the 35-yard line. DuPont on the year, just under 40 yards a kick on the average. DuPont, clean handle, wobbly kick. It'll bounce and take a Reaver roll. And it will continue to take a Reaver roll inside the 30, and it will stop at the 24-yard line. So that was about a 16-yard pickup after the roll. And a 1st down and 10 for Hutch, who has been unable to move the football through 2 drives.
Yeah, I've just seen him pick up that lone 1st down the very first play. But other than that, the Reavers have really been clamping down on that running game of the Blue Dragons.
So again, Collier out. Wayman Jordan Jr. will join him in the backfield. And they'll get it lined up. Twins to the near side, ISO'd up top. Is another single receiver. Collier will keep the ball. This time he's going nowhere. I tell you what, he lost a couple. A tackle for loss for the Reavers as they get in quickly to smash them down. Ahmad Johnson was there for the Reavers. Again, he has made a complete flip from the beginning of the season, a slow start for him as the lone returner in the linebacking core, and he has done a nice job to rebound. Jordan to the left this time. It'll be a handoff to Wayman, and he is going to be handled by Jerome Baker again behind the 25-yard line. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage and maybe a yard.
Carry by number 3, Wayman Jordan.
I mean, but it's 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, and I tell you what, just even the body language right now of the Blue Dragons does not look the same as what we remember. Definitely not what we saw when we were kind of trying to spy them against their first playoff game. And I tell you what, they're getting punched in the mouth and
not responding as of right now.
And they're not responding. And even the sidelines I was kind of watching, just very stale.
3 minutes to go in the opening quarter, 14-0 Reavers on a 3rd down and 9 for Hutchinson here at Bain Schaefer Buffalo Stadium. Collier setting up. He'll throw another deep ball down the field. Reavers battling. That one's well overthrown and incomplete. And it'll be another punting situation for the Hutchinson Blue Dragons. Russ, that might be going back to the first game between these two teams when they were just chucking it downfield, and there was a lot of contact both ways, and the Reavers were the ones getting flagged for it.
Yeah, they were getting flagged for it, and basically they were bailing the Blue Dragons out of situations. Hopefully tonight they hold serve and do not bail them out of any of these situations.
So again, Davis Barr had the kick blocked on his first punt. Blaze Hoover with his second punt of the game. Here comes the Reavers, and nearly another block. Great pursuit. Fedoni calling for the fair catch at the 23-yard line, and that's where Iowa Western will start here in this first quarter. Just 2:38 to play. A long touchdown pass to Keon Brown. Another to Titus Myers on an offside by the defense, and the Reavers have taken advantage. Let's see what they can do on drive number 4 for Iowa Western.
And I think it's important that, the first 2 drives looked really good. Last drive kind of stalled out. I think you want to see a quick start here to drive number 4. Get your foot back on that gas pedal. So don't be surprised if you maybe see something a little further downfield here early on in drive number 4.
Deckers with the running back right behind him. Twins to the far side. Now a man in motion, picking his way forward. I believe it's Trevor Burnett, but let's see. Let's get a number there. As Burnett and Swinney, both with about the same build. And it's Swinney that is back in carrying, and it's a loss on the play of a yard, 2nd and 11.
So I'll have to see if what they have in store now. I keep looking at the secondary to see if they're going to come play up tight.
Trips to the right side now as Navian Cargill has checked in along with Javen Moore. Titus Myers up top against this Hutchinson defense. Hutchinson really shuffling around before the snap. Here comes the play. Protection. There's a quick step to the left by Deckers. Now he'll spin to the left. Goes back, and that ball down the sideline, incomplete. Tipped and incomplete off of the hands of Kedrick Walker, one of the linebackers for Hutchinson, and now it's 3rd and long.
And then, Hunter, he was able to buy some extra time. But again, that is a tough throw to make. I know it doesn't go for a completion, but just running like that, going to your left, and he's a lefty, so that helps him out a little bit, but still just has the strength on his arms to kind of surprise you when he's fleeing the pocket and still make an accurate pass.
Well, good defense by Hutchinson that time. They had everybody covered, and he couldn't find anybody to throw to.
Burnett's in the backfield. Maybe watch him receiving a short pass.
Deckers sets up again. A lot of time to throw. Hunter, man coming from behind, and he's going to be brought down just past the 25. And the visiting fans on the far side love that one, as it will be 4th down again for Iowa Western. They'll have to kick it away.
Well, that's unfortunate, but you got to give credit to the secondary because they had it locked down, and Hunter had time to look, did have to flee the pocket, and he kept looking downfield and just didn't find a receiver he felt comfortable throwing to. But I think, again, Hunter's making the smart decision, tucking that ball, running, get this punt away. You don't want something bad to happen. You're up by 2 scores. Play that field position.
So it will be DuPont standing at the 12, Goldsby back at his own 40, as we will kick this away. Again, light wind out of the south, just 7 miles an hour, but the Reavers are kicking against it right now. This one starts as a sidewinder, and now a fair catch called for at the 35-yard line. You see the way that started a little wobbly and then straightened out in the air. So another punt for the Reavers. That's 2 out of 4 on the drives. It's Hutch, though, is 0 for 3 so far on their drives.
And I think it's going to be important that you don't want to out-kick your coverage. You're trying to make sure you're putting it to a point where your team can get down there and cover, because they do have some talented return specialists.
So from the 35-yard line, it will be Hutchinson starting with just 1:01 remaining in the opening quarter. They trail 14-0 on a pair of Hunter Deckers touchdown passes for the Iowa Western Reavers. Collier, quick handoff. Jordan is going to be hit in the backfield and goes down. There's another loss on the play. Brody Taggart, one of many. Jerome Baker there again. They have had their number called quite a bit tonight for the Iowa Western dark side.
Yeah, I mean, if I were the dark side defense, I'd be playing with a chip on my shoulder after what happened in week 2. And again, I think they're just proving that they are playing at a different level than when they first met this team.
Sort of looked like Dominic Wiseman hit the Heisman pose after the tackle there on that.
He sure did.
Yeah,
lot of game to play, but keep that spirit up. Collier in the gun. Wayman Jordan just in front of him to the left. Here comes the man in motion. It's the tight end Hoover. And the quick snap. It's play action again. Across the middle, it's Benson Prosper. Has a man that misses the tackle. And finally, Lucas Struck and Jalen Bain Peterson are forced to bring him down in Reaver territory. That's the first big break of the game for the Hutchinson Blue Dragons. They're going to try to line it up, but that will do it for the end of the first quarter. Iowa Western started like a house on fire. They've cooled since, and Hutchinson on the drive. The Blue Dragons trying to get a little bit more even in this ball game. They trail by 2 scores, headed into the second. This is the NJCAA Division I National Championship game on the Reaver Sports Network.
The radio home of the RSN, 89.7 The River.
The RSN is brought to you by Rookies Bar and Grill, 120th Street, just south of Blondo in Omaha. Rookies is the neighborhood spot for football, from college to the pros and the high school game of the week. Football is on at Rookies. Rookies also has it covered when it comes to food and drink, whether it's the daily food special or their menu cornerstones like wings, burgers, tacos, and more game day favorites. Rookies on 120th Street, just south of Blondo in Omaha. The neighborhood spot for football is Rookies, a proud sponsor of the Reavers on the Reaver Sports Network.
The Reaver Sports Network is presented by Phil's Comfort Zone. Football season means cooler weather, and Phil's Comfort Zone can get the furnace tuned up for those cold days ahead. Phil's Comfort Zone has over 40 years of experience It's in the HVAC industry and can do everything from tune-ups to whole house overhauls for achieving maximum comfort. PhilsComfortZone.com has all the details. That's PhilsComfortZone.com. Phil's Comfort Zone, heating, air conditioning, and air quality experts. Phil's Comfort Zone is the official HVAC of the Reaver Sports Network.
Radio from Iowa Western Community College, KIWR, Council Bluffs, Omaha, 89.7 The River.
Sales up. Iowa Western football plays on the Reaver Sports Network.
Jake Ryan, Russ Nelson, and the rest of the crew in the Papa John's broadcast booth. Iowa Western 14 first quarter points and a shutout of Hutchinson so far. The Blue Dragons are on the drive. They will have the football at the 40-yard line in Reaver territory after a long pass from Samari Collier to Ben Prosper, who, of course, one of their leading receivers on the year. And that, by far, was the biggest play of this ballgame so far for Hutch. That's got to be giving them a little bit of confidence headed into the second quarter, Russ, after they were basically able to get one first down, and that's it. Yeah. Three punts, one of them blocked by the Reavers. And this time around, they're trying to move it down the field and trying to get on the scoreboard. Of course, they've got a pretty good field goal kicker, but at this point, they're looking for something to get some of that momentum back, because right now it belongs to the Iowa Western Reavers.
Well, if I told you after the first quarter that the Hutch would have more passing yards than rushing yards, I think you would tell me, no, that's not the way that's going to go, especially when the quarterback was 1 for 4, but that one was that 26-yard pass reception that you just mentioned, and they really contained the rushing game so far. Samari Collier, only 4 attempts for 10 yards, and Jordan Jr., 7 yards, which that's probably the one that's a little bit more surprising thus far.
It should be noted as well that the other 2 passes that he threw, or 2 of those 3 passes that he threw were long balls. They were go routes, and they were trying to get on the board. And again, Tony Coling, who's the offensive coordinator for the Blue Dragons, former Reaver offensive coordinator, coached against this Blue Dragon team 2 seasons ago in 2022. Sometimes, if I don't want to say he outthinks himself, but clearly they know the running game is not going to work early on against the Reavers, and they've got to get the passing game going.
Well, and I talked with Coach Stroh in the interview about the whole cat and mouse of it, and I think there's a lot of coaching going on in this game that we don't necessarily see, but I think there's a lot of adjustments. They're throwing things, they're doing new looks to try to confuse each side so they have the upper hand and have the advantage.
So the horn whistles. I heard the horn getting ready for the start of this second quarter. It'll be 1st and 10. Hutchinson with their all-white unis, the blue lettering, blue numbers, and the blue stripes outlined in that red on those white uniforms. It says Hutch on either side of the helmet. Of course, similar to the Reaver helmet the first 3 seasons of football in Council Bluffs. Very similar to Coffeyville's look as well. So copying a conference rival, interesting, but that's what they've chosen to do. 15 minutes on the clock. The Reavers in their dark sales uniform, the chrome numbers, the chrome logo on each side of the helmet, those black jerseys, black pants, the only stripes, the 3 Adidas stripes on the shoulder pads of the jerseys. We are ready to go here in the second quarter, and a false start, nothing called from either side. Interesting that they just stand pat and watch it. The offensive lineman jumped. I mean, what was there? Collier up the middle, and Samari Collier looks like the Reavers will try to strip it away. They'll have a good chunk of yardage, 7 to 8 on that play. Looks like 7, and it's Lucas Struck again. That is the tackler on that play. Again, that's not what we want to see. Lucas, a nice kid, headed for Old Dominion next season, but it's not what you want to see. Here's a fake handoff by Collier, and he's going to be tackled over the top, a yard shy of what would have been a first down. It'll be a long one to go on 3rd down for Hutchinson.
Kind of an interesting play. Collier pulls that ball back down and calls his own number. He's taken a lot of hits already in this game because he's been running the football, and they've gotten to him on some of those passing plays.
So Collier now will have a man in the backfield along with him. That is not Wayman Jordan. It's the wide receiver, Latarius Robinson, the slot man. It'll be a fake handoff, and it'll be Collier that gets the first down, but just barely. He'll surge forward for a couple more after the initial contact, and a first down for Hutchinson. It was a hard-earned first down for Hutch.
It sure was, and unfortunate the Reavers had a chance at him and weren't able to pull him back in the backfield.
Lucas Struck again with the tackle. First down at 10, ball at the 27-yard line of Iowa Western for Hutch. Robinson in motion to the outside. Collier setting up. Collier steps forward, and Collier gets a bit of momentum to the right side. He's going to score the touchdown. 27-yard touchdown run for the quarterback. Collier on the year with 9 touchdown runs, make it 10, and that's the 3rd against the Reavers.
Well, I said he called his own number, and he did it again this time, right on down the middle of the field, and finds it and is able to find that end zone.
So on the extra point for Nestus Berger would be his 60th of the season if he can make it. Holding the football is Blaze Hoover, one of the punters. And that kick for Berger, no problem. And it's 14-7, just like that. We'll take a timeout with 13:28. It is Hutchinson on the board here in the second quarter. Reavers will look to answer on their 5th offensive drive when we come back on the Reavers Sports Network.
Radio home of the RSN, 89.7 The River. The RSN is supported by Commonwealth Electric Company of the Midwest, a 100% employee-owned, full-service electrical and low-voltage contractor in Iowa, Nebraska, and beyond. Commonwealth Electric, specializing in large and small-scale commercial and industrial work, from pre-construction to service and maintenance. Commonwealth Electric, offering a full suite of services covering an entire project's life cycle. More at CommonwealthElectric.com. Commonwealth Electric, exceeding the needs and expectations of those they serve, and committed to excellence, just like the Reavers and the RSN. The RSN is supported by Commonwealth Electric Company of the Midwest, a 100% employee-owned, full-service electrical and low-voltage contractor in Iowa, Nebraska, and beyond. Commonwealth Electric, specializing in large and small-scale commercial and industrial work, from pre-construction to service and maintenance. Commonwealth Electric, offering a full suite of services covering an entire project's life cycle. More at CommonwealthElectric.com. Commonwealth Electric, exceeding the needs and expectations of those they serve, and committed to excellence, just like the Reavers and the RSN.
Iowa Western football plays on the Reaver Sports Network.
From the Papa John's broadcast booth, Jake and Russ, as we have our booth cam up as well. GoReavers.com, and just follow the information to those live streams. That's where we're at tonight. Of course, we can't show the field because the game between the Seminoles of Iowa Western and the Blue Dragons of Hutchinson is on ESPNU. Hopefully, they've figured that out for those of you that have synced up the broadcast tonight.
We tried to tell them.
We tried to tell them. 14-7 your score, as the Iowa Western Reavers got the first 2 scores of the game, and Samari Collier makes the Reavers pay. That wasn't exactly how Coach Strohmeyer wanted him to prove to Iowa Western. He wants him to beat him throwing, and that time just a wide-open hole, nobody there to bring him down before he got to the end zone.
Yeah, and I think that's one thing, that's one part of his game, that even when he drops back to pass, he's always, I feel like, looking to run the football, and he saw an opening, and it was the right call for him to make the dart up the middle, and good running by him to finally find the end zone. That drive for the Blue Dragons, 6 plays, 65 yards. So, I mean, a nice drive. They finally got it going, and that's one thing that you want not to let them get any momentum. Don't let them get some confidence, especially on the offensive side of the ball.
Well, the Reavers will have their second kickoff return opportunity, as they will send Fresh Walters back this time in place of Jonathan Humple. Trevor Burnett out there as well. 14-7 your score, as we have 13:28 remaining in this second quarter. It'll be interesting to see if Hutchinson decides to try to change the pace of this game at all with something other than a deep kickoff from Berger. Blue Dragons lining up, stacked on either side. 6 men on the near side toward the Reaver sideline, 4 on the far side. Number 81 to the football. Berger boots it away. That's offside against the defense on the kick return. It'll be Fresh Walters, 3 yards deep in the end zone. Walters bringing it out. Fresh on his feet. Fresh still going, makes a cut. Fresh to the 35, and he's upended around the 37-yard line. The Reavers will get another 5 yards out of that, as the far man toward the Hutch sideline went streaking before Berger kicked the ball away. I think he went to the quad.
Well, that was an exciting run by Fresh. Good to see him get involved in the game.
So Walters with a long kick return. And again, we'll have a call from our white hat. Where is he at right now?
He's right about walking towards the 40.
Okay, there he is. I see him. Had his disguise on as a referee. Eric Stern.
Offside. Kicking team number 30. It's a 5-yard penalty added to the end of the play.
Telling us what we already knew. So now from the 42-yard line, good starting field position for the Reavers. Deckers ready to go with a tight formation this time. 2 wide receivers on the left side of that formation and 1 to the right. I believe it's Moore. Oh, and Javen Moore goes quick. So offside, that'll cost him 5 yards back to the 37 in the original line of scrimmage, but it'll be 15 yards to go.
Offense number 83. 5-yard penalty.
That's not what you want to see.
Go first down.
I think he was running the go route. What do you think?
Well, usually when you do that, your number got called, and you're just so excited to do it that you kind of get a little too excited and get that head start.
So now an empty backfield. They'll spread it out wide this time. Trips to the near side. That's the strong side of the field. Quick pass into the arms of Fresh Walters. It bounces off his body and will be incomplete. 2nd down and 15 for the Reavers.
Fresh Walters falls incomplete.
Yeah, I feel like
that brings up
it seemed like that ball had some zip to it. And we saw that early on where Fresh was able to hold on to one of those passes that definitely looked like it was coming with some heat. That time he wasn't able to hold on. 2nd down.
So from the 37-yard line in Reaver territory, 15 yards to go on 2nd down. Trips again to the near side. Solo and ISO to the far side is Moore. Man in the backfield is Daniel Swinney. DeAndre Horn wants some explanation. Play clock at 2.
Yeah.
1, they're going to call a timeout. That'll be the first arrow-towing timeout of the ball game, and that will send TV to break. We'll take it with them in a moment, but we're going to get our Papa John's trivia question here as we have got that. Nope, it's just a small timeout, it looks like. All right, Tony, what do we got today?
Well, guys, as we know, the Heisman Trophy was given out at the Division I level last Saturday, and Colorado's Travis Hunter became the first player to win the Heisman who started his college career at an FCS school. But FCS and formerly 1AA players have always been eligible for the Heisman, and some of those guys have actually done pretty well in the voting. So the question tonight is, who was the last FCS/1AA player to finish high in the Heisman voting? We're talking like top 5 finish in the Heisman voting as a player from the level below.
Did you say the level below?
The level below.
I'm not going to lie.
Oh, wow.
I thought maybe it was going to be a Heisman question, and I sat there and studied in the hotel room. I didn't have notes written down, but that's not what
But I'm not Josh for this one tonight.
Here we go with the YMCA playing in the background. The Reavers are ready to go. I don't believe that anybody knows.
Hunter's he's angry that the song is playing.
So they will stop things. Again, the YMCA just kept playing, and they'll reset the play clock to 25 seconds. Can you tell he's competitive?
Yeah.
He was hoping for the wobble, I think. It's a quick handoff and a quick tackle made by Kedrick Walker. Got in on the backfield almost immediately, and the Reavers are going the wrong way. It's 3rd down and long, all the way back to the 35-yard line. So make it 17 to go on 3rd down.
And you can see some emotions. Like I said, game plan, control your emotions, seeing some emotions along that offensive line of the Reavers.
They'll pull Jaquan McKinney off for Hutchinson. He was one of the men that was a little fired up. Here's the empty backfield look. Deckers fires a little short pass out into the arms of Javen Moore, and he's not going to get quite there. Gets him back to the 39-yard line. Tackle made for the Blue Dragons by Michael Graham, and now they've got a chance to draw even if they can cap off an offensive drive. So, again, the ball will be spotted at the 39. DuPont stands at his 25-yard line. Now back to the 24.
And here's the leadership of Hunter Deckers. He's bringing the offense over to the sideline and having a talking to them, all of them.
Now they're spreading some people out, pointing out who they think are the gunners coming for this punt. Special teams. DuPont, plenty of time to boot this one away. Nice looking kick. It's a perfect spiral into the night sky here in Canyon, Texas. It is a running catch back to the 10-yard line, and Hutch will start off inside their own 20 after Cordell Goldsby decided that he would field that ball on the run. He should have just let it go. It was taking what looked like a trajectory toward the end zone, and instead he will make the catch around the 9 and brings it out, and they'll spot that ball at the 15-yard line. Is that where they're sitting it at? Nope, the 16-yard line. Yeah. That's where Hutchinson will have the football. They trail by 7. Reavers 14. Blue Dragons 7 on the Reavers Sports Network. This is the NJCAA Division I National Championship game on the Reaver Sports Network, presented by Phil's Comfort Zone.
89.7 The River.
The Reaver Sports Network is presented by Phil's Comfort Zone. Football season means cooler weather, and Phil's Comfort Zone can get the furnace tuned up for those cold days ahead. Phil's Comfort Zone has over 40 years of experience in the HVAC industry and can do everything from tune-ups to whole house overhauls for achieving maximum comfort. Phil'sComfortZone.com has all the details. That's Phil'sComfortZone.com. Phil's Comfort Zone, heating, air conditioning, and air quality experts. Phil's Comfort Zone is the official HVAC of the Reaver Sports Network.
The Reaver Sports Network is brought to you by State Farm Insurance and agent Judd Knispel. With over 26 years of serving both Southwest Iowa and the greater Omaha area, Judd proudly supports the Reavers and the community he lives in. Online quotes available for auto and motorcycle, RV, home and condo, business, boat, and even pet insurance. Renter's insurance is available as well for that student in your life. JuddKnispel.com. That's State Farm Insurance agent Judd Knispel, supporting the Reavers on the RSN.
The RSN is brought to you by Full Fledged Brewing Company, located in the Mid-American Entertainment District next to the Bass Pro Shop. Full Fledged is Council Bluffs' first craft brewery and continues to churn out award-winning beers like Council's Kolsch, the Hefeweizen, Floyd the Barbarian Hazy IPA, Worthy Cause Amber Ale, and their barrel-aged bourbon stout. Full Fledged has a party space available for rental and plenty of space indoors and out. Full Fledged Brewing Company is online at fullfledgedbeer.com and in person with the game on next to the Bass Pro Shop in Council Bluffs. Full Fledged Brewing supports the RSN.
This is the Reaver Sports.
Oh, the chicken dance at Bain Schaefer Buffalo Stadium here in Canyon, Texas. Home of the West Texas A&M Buffaloes. Great facility, and they love their classic Americana music, Russ.
Well, I can guarantee you I know the age range of the person running the music now.
So here we go. It's a first down and 10 for Hutch from the 16-yard line. Samari Collier and Wayman Jordan Jr. along in the backfield. They'll hold for just a moment as TV's still at timeout. And it will be the Reavers ready to roll. They are pinned Hutch so far. The handoff to Wayman Jordan Jr., and he's going to get out past the 20. They'll mark him after a 5-yard gain to the 21-yard line. Second down and 5 for the Blue Dragons.
And again, Struck is the one that comes up and makes the tackle. They need to try to start catching them a little earlier on than the secondary.
Couple of wide receivers changing positions. It will be Ben Prosper racing to the near side. Now he'll set up on just the outside of the line by the tight end. Jordan Jr. will be the play action man one more time, and the Reavers sizing up Samari Collier, and he'll be down about the 22-yard line, a gain of just 1 on second down and 5. There's a late penalty marker that comes in as well. I'm not sure what happened, but number 74 was way back on the Reavers side. That's Carson Bradley, the right tackle. Did the Reavers do something, or did the Blue Dragons do something? Let's see as they'll measure this one out. Eric Stern going to mark it and tell us what it is. Maybe.
Holding. Offense, number 7. 10-yard penalty.
Oh, it's Ben Prosper with the holding call.
I can tell you that I heard the homestands over here all yell hold at the same time. I thought it was actually further back where the holding was happening, but yeah, he was definitely holding there along the edge.
So the Reavers will take the penalty, and instead of 3rd and 4, it will be second down. Where do they mark it to? The 14, second down and 12 is what it goes back to. So the Reavers feeling more confident about the more long yardage situation than giving them one chance to gain 4 yards. Play clock still hasn't started. What's the discussion here exactly?
Yeah.
Well, they got to move the stick.
Yeah, the sticks needs to move back. I feel like there's something that
there it is. Now they're thinking about it. Are they going to decline the penalty perhaps? I mean, the play clock hasn't even started. What's going on right now? Now they'll move it back. Oh, they move it back to the 12-yard line.
From the end of the run.
Okay, so there you go. So a 10-yard penalty from the end of the run takes them from the 22 back to the 12. And now the stick is thinking about it. You got to go over there. That's where you're supposed to be.
He's still trying to do the chicken dance. I think.
Again, and this is a college campus where a lot of the workers are college students, and they've gone home for Christmas here in this late December date. So they've got some guys that may have not done it before. Hand up to Jordan, picks his way forward. Wyman Jordan Jr. and the Reavers make sure he goes nowhere. Ahmad Johnson finishes off the work that Tim Roberson started, and they'll serve, and they'll take dual credit for that one. What a play by Roberson and Ahmad Johnson.
Yeah, and I tell you what, again, it's the pursuit of the Reavers that we didn't see early on in the year. Once they got to the past one man, that's the only person they had to beat. Now you're seeing this pursuit, swarming to the football, making sure to definitely, in this case, lock up Jordan.
So from the 12-yard line now, it is third down again and 14 to go. Collier trying to get the Reavers to jump, and now it is a handoff again and nowhere to go. They basically have just settled on punting this one away. They hand it off to Jordan Jr. He gains a yard on the play, and it's fourth down and 13.
So, yeah,
Great job by the dark side.
Exactly. I mean, they knew what to expect, and I feel like other than that one long run by Collier, they've done a great job of making sure to bottle up this run game. Wyman Jordan Jr., 6 attempts now, only 12 yards. So they've done a good job of keeping him at bay, not letting him rip off some of those big gains.
Hayden Barnby and Andy Berberia, your guy, that's your plugged-in player today with the tackle. So, again, it's another kicking situation. And the Reavers nearly got that one. My goodness. And it's a wobbly kick. It'll bounce at the 45, takes a Hutch bounce down to the 35 of Iowa Western, and there's a penalty marker probably for running into the kicker. It was Jackson Cherry that came around the edge and was just on a dead run. The good news is that Blaze Hoover did not go down, so it may just be a 5-yard variety.
Yeah.
And he just barely contacted him. He got the leg, nearly blocked the football, but got the leg of him, and he spun back. So that will not be a running into the kicker variety or a roughing the kicker variety.
Run into the kicker on the defense. The penalty's declined.
So there you go. It was a lot of fuss for nothing.
Yeah, we've already seen him block one punt. They almost got to that one. Hutchinson wisely does not want to try to punt the ball again unnecessarily.
I wonder what they saw as far as the film and why they thought they would have a chance to get in on those. They've already blocked one. As Russ says, they almost get it two. It will be Reaver football from the 34-yard line when we come back on the Reaver Sports Network, presented by Phil's Comfort Zone.
The radio home of the RSN, 89.7 The River.
The RSN is supported by Baird Home Attorneys at Law. Baird Home LLP is committed to connecting each of its valued clients to the positive outcomes they seek. With extensive and diverse expertise and an integrated team of more than 100 attorneys, Baird Home leverages a diverse range of skills to respond efficiently to local, regional, national, and international legal needs. For over 150 years, Baird Home LLP, representing the communities the Reavers call home, and proud to support the RSN.
The Reaver Sports Network is brought to you by Arrow Towing, serving the Metro 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Arrow's experienced drivers and large fleet of trucks and equipment handle a variety of towing, recovery, and hauling needs throughout the Metro and beyond. For 50 years, Arrow Towing has been providing towing, recovery, roadside, hauling, jump starts, lockouts, fuel delivery, and more. More information online at arrowtowing.com. Available in Omaha, Council Bluffs, and beyond. Arrow Towing supports the Reavers on the RSN.
The Reaver Sports Network is brought to you by Barley's Bar and Grill. Barley's on the historic 100 block of Broadway in Council Bluffs has everything from burgers, sandwiches, and wings to pizza, salads, and of course, a variety of tap beers. From domestic to craft and everything to make cocktails on the favorites list. Barley's, with plenty of space for big parties or just a party of two. Full menu with online ordering available at barleysbar.com. Barley's on the 100 block, home of the cheeses. Barley's Bar and Grill supports the Reavers and the RSN.
Sales up. Iowa Western football plays on the Reavers.
All right, it's the Smile Cam, Russ, with Happy going through the PA speakers. What's your age now? What's your still same age?
Yeah. He's someone. He or she is adult. has a kid that's seen Despicable Me, and we're going there. Jake, one note from the stats that I'm pretty impressed by already on the game: 6 tackles for loss for the Dark Side defense.
Yeah, they're really getting it going. Mm-hmm. Samari Collier limping off the field, by the way, at the end of that last play for the offensive play, not the punt for Hutchinson. On the Score Vision scoreboard, the Reavers lead it 14-7 with 9:11 to play here in the second quarter. Reavers got their first 2 scores on the first 2 drives. They have not been able to do much since then. They hold that 14-7 lead. Samari Collier with the touchdown for the Hutchinson Blue Dragons. Reavers ready to go as a pair of receivers to the far side, Javen Moore to the near side. And the music's still playing as they get this one set to go.
That won't make Hunter happy.
Now the center judge backs out. The music stops. A touchdown lead for the Reavers. Hand out to Burnett. Flip. And now back to Deckers. He avoids a man. A throw across the middle. Wide open is
that Moore?
Yeah, I think
it
was. And
it is Javen Moore, and they're going to get a face mask as well on number 7 for Hutchinson. That'll be Rayshawn Reynolds that reached out and pulled him down from inside his helmet. Holding his hand up for the penalty against the Reavers is Marshawn Oxley. I don't think that's the way it's going to work, though.
Yeah.
Well, actually, it looked like that might have been a 2-way face mask.
Yeah. Personal foul. Face mask. Offense.
Really?
Number 83. 15-yard penalty from the spot of
From the replay, you could tell he was going with the stiff arm, and it looked like he might have even got it first. Here you go.
It's come up on your lap.
I don't think we've ever seen that in 16 years of Reaver football. Sure looked like he got a piece. I mean, how did he bring him down if he didn't bring him down by his face mask? What was the... So here comes Javon Thomas into the mix on that far side along with Titus Myers and Fresh Walters. Or check that, that's Lucci Fedoni. Myers on the near side. So a 15-yard penalty, and the Reavers have got a 1st and 6 after it. Again, they'll work the reverse. This time, Fresh Walters. He'll cross the 40, and he's going to be drilled and slung down. Where's that penalty marker at? Come on now. He got body slammed on the sideline.
Yeah. I mean, you see coaches down there trying to tell him, like, that's not a football tackle.
Avian Rice with the tackle. And that's the type of stuff we saw against GMC that Hutchinson was doing that they weren't getting flagged for. That is a bad no call. It'll be a 1st down on the run by Fresh. But you see him, he picks it up and slams him down. I don't know what character that would be in the WWE, but you boys know. Here we go with Deckers. He'll hand it off. And a quick run right up the middle, and still on his feet, still pulling forward all the way into Hutch territory to the 35-yard line. Another strong run, this time by Trevor Burnett.
Yeah, I mean, he was just bowling guys over. The blockers were getting them. You saw 39. As I was saying, 39, Jaquel Mack had his helmet come off. That's important because he's one of those first-team defensive all-conference players. Let's see if they can keep attacking that. I mean, you're seeing kind of some resurgence of vigor in this offense.
And after the 1st down, Deckers is barking at the Hutch defense.
7:50 to play for the Reavers here in this second quarter. 14-7 on the Score Vision scoreboard. Another full-fledged 1st down, this time at the 36-yard line in Hutch territory. Deckers pulls it back. Quick dump over the middle, and that one's to DeAndre Horn. And Horn is going to pull himself into the rookies' red zone. Another 1st down for the Reavers.
Yeah, and they got to call he's on the ground, and they're still going after him. And that's why you see a little scuffle at the end of this play.
And guess what? It's big old number 95, Jaquan McGinney, who is one of the biggest talkers on the Hutchinson team, getting into it again with the Reavers. Can handle your business and stay out of whatever they're trying to bait you into. We've seen it numerous times, especially from teams like this. 7:02 as the count goes down below 7 minutes. Reavers on the drive inside the rookies' red zone. Another full-fledged 1st down. Daniel Swinney to the left of the quarterback. Deckers sets up again. Gives a little step, and now a hold is going to be called. He'll throw it out of bounds.
Pass falls incomplete.
And it will be a hold against the Reavers. You saw that penalty come in. Who are they going to get? Omarion Davis, perhaps, on that near side?
Well, I thought it was
Grayson Else.
I thought it was one of the interior linemen, but I'm not.
So that'll be 10 yards against the Reavers.
Holding. Offense, number 73.
Oh, there you go. It was Peyton McDonald, the center. So bought his quarterback a few seconds of time, and instead of 1st and 10, it'll be 1st and 20. And there goes McGinney off the field in place of another big defensive lineman. That's Devin Lowe that comes back in to play the nose tackle spot.
And Jake, let's see if they're going. I really wonder if they're going to try to pick on number 4, David Jester. They've thrown it to his side a couple times. I wonder if they're going to start trying to key in on him, see who he's matched up with. He's backing off now.
All sorts of substitutions, and the Reavers will call a timeout after everything was said and done. So on the clock, 6:47, second quarter. On the Score Vision scoreboard, the Reavers lead this one 14-7. It's the NJCAA Division I national title game. The Reavers and the Blue Dragons of Hutchinson on the Reaver Sports Network, presented by Phil's Comfort Zone.
The radio home of the RSN, 89.7 The River.
The Reaver Sports Network is presented by Phil's Comfort Zone. Football season means cooler weather, and Phil's Comfort Zone can get the furnace tuned up for those cold days ahead. Phil's Comfort Zone has over 40 years of experience in the HVAC industry and can do everything from tune-ups to whole house overhauls for achieving maximum comfort. Phil'sComfortZone.com has all the details. That's Phil'sComfortZone.com. Phil's Comfort Zone, heating, air conditioning, and air quality experts. Phil's Comfort Zone is the official HVAC of the Reaver Sports Network.
Iowa Western football plays on the Reaver.
Tomorrow it will be a beautiful day here in Canyon. Tonight it's chilly, let's just put it that way, as this game continues on in the second quarter, 6:47 to go. Reavers burning their second arrow towing timeout of the game, and they come out of that timeout with Fresh Walters isolated on the near side, trips to the far side, to the top side against the Hutchinson defense. Deckers will roll out, and he will hit Fresh Walters 25, and a couple more yards added to that. We'll get him second and about 13 or so, I believe, as they'll move that ball to the 23-yard line.
Take what you can get. You don't have to get all 20 in one shot, you know.
And I take it back. That's not going to get him. Looks like 16 now to go on second down. Fresh will line up again to the far side. I saw they brought Keon Brown back in. He's in the slot. Now he's in motion to the near side toward the Reaver sideline. It'll be Deckers. Quick throw over the top and incomplete. Intended for the running back this time, as Daniel Swinney a little bit short and able to pop up for that ball.
You see 52, DeMarcus Johnson. He's out there on that edge. He's listed as 6'8". I mean, if he's not 6'8", he's definitely not a short guy nonetheless, okay?
So the Reavers with the football at the 23-yard line. They need the 13. Check that they need the 8 for the first. It's a long 15 right now. Let's see what they'll attempt on this down and distance.
Can't go backwards.
And it'll be Deckers. Quarterback draw right up the middle. He'll get back inside the 20 to about the 15 before being brought down. So maybe just getting some yards back for the attempt for Max Bartachek, and here comes the special teams.
Yeah, I like the play call. You don't need to be greedy and, set it up. Maybe if you find the opening, you have a big game, pick up the first down. Otherwise, play it safe and get these 3 points, hopefully.
Shandavian Bradley with the tackle on the play. So, again, it's a 32-yard attempt for Max Bartachek. Long on the year is 33, 4 of 8. Good hold, and the snap by Justin Lutz was perfect, as is the field goal. Reavers add to their lead. It's 17-7. We'll get a Leach Camper Drive summary right after these. Second quarter score with 5:25 remaining. Iowa Western leads it by 10 over Hutchinson in the NJCAA D1 National Championship game on the Reaver Sports Network, presented by Phil's Comfort Zone.
The radio home of the RSN, 89.7 The River.
Programming on the Reaver Sports Network is brought to you by Hy-Vee Supermarkets. Hy-Vee says get ready for more with Hy-Vee Perks Plus. A Hy-Vee Perks Plus membership provides savings on fuel with every in-store and online plus purchase. Hy-Vee Perks Plus also offers deals and offers weekly and monthly. With Hy-Vee Perks Plus, the Redline Hotline deal is available for just about anything, with complimentary standard delivery for qualifying orders and complimentary express pickup. More online at Hy-Vee.com/perks. Hy-Vee Supermarkets, supporting the RSN.
the radio home of the RSN. 89.7.
Back from Bain Schaefer Buffalo Stadium, Iowa Western leads by a score of 17-7. Your Leach Camper drive summary: 7 plays, 46 yards. It was a 32-yard field goal from Max Bartachek. Once again, 5:25 left here in the second quarter with a 10-point lead. 17-7, Iowa Western on top.
Goldsby and Walter Samuel deep for Max Bartachek's kickoff. It will sail over the head of Goldsby, and it will be a touchback, and it will be the 25-yard start for the Hutchinson Blue Dragons. They've got 5:25 to work and 3 timeouts. They've got the 2-minute timeout to use as well, should they need it. They have not been able to get the ground game established, and that's under the legs of NJCAA Player of the Year, Wayman Jordan Jr., who has rushed for over 1,500 yards coming into this football game.
And they'll get the ball to start the third quarter as well. So
yeah,
could
be a 2-for-1.
Yeah.
So the Reavers would like to keep them off the board for that. Collier back in the game. We mentioned that he limped off the previous set of downs. And Wayman Jordan Jr. back there as well. 25-yard line was where they'll start. They stand at the 20, waiting for the football. Hand off to Jordan. He'll sprint to the outside. Reavers closing quickly, and they will force a yard loss on the play. Great job, Ahmad Johnson there, among others for Iowa Western.
Just keep on adding to those TFLs, and the dark side defenses come to play. They're looking good, especially when they're handing the ball off to the running back, number 3, Wayman Jordan Jr.
Reavers punched the Blue Dragons in the mouth to start this one off, with back-to-back touchdown drives to take a 14-0 lead. Now up by 10, and the clock ticking under 5 minutes. Ben Prosper swings to the far side of the field on that Hutch sideline. Collier will set up to throw. The right-hander dumps it over. It's intended for the tight end, and he comes up empty. Tate Hoover trying to dive for that ball, but it just tailed to the sideline a tad too much, and it comes up empty, and it will be 3rd down and 11.
And you can see the Reavers having a discussion about who should have been right there in the coverage, and I tell you what, that's what you like to see. They're making sure that they get it fixed, and when there's a mistake happens, it didn't cost them anything, as it was an incomplete pass.
So here we go, just 10 minutes shy of 9 p.m. Central. The Reavers trying to take the lead into halftime and keep it at 2 scores. Collier will try to keep this drive going. 3rd down and 11. Drops back. Here comes pressure. The Reavers on him, and now he will get past the pressure into the defensive backfield. Great tackle by Davion McLilly-Bulow, as he does get a 1st down out near the 38-yard line. They spotted him way, way further than he was down at. They'll give him to the 41, 3 yards past where McLilly-Bulow made contact with him. So 1st down and 10 for Hutch on the run by Samari Collier. He's the only one keeping them in the game right now. Collier, quick hitter to the outside, and that one's incomplete. And he does fall down at the 41 on that replay, so good spot after McLilly-Bulow tripped him up around the 38-yard line.
So Collier, I mean, you heard Coach Stroh say what we want to make him beat us with his arm. 1 for 6 now passing. And would it be a crazy situation where they could maybe take the guy that's basically provided the own offense to bring in another quarterback that maybe is going to have better luck throwing the football?
Well, I tell you what, his throws, and we discussed this, I believe, in the first game, he is not accurate, especially as far as throwing the football. So hopefully that trend continues. Collier says in motion, and Hoover does just that. Fake handoff, the play action, and that ball delivered across the middle, intended for Ben Prosper. Incomplete. No penalty flags. Great timing on the defense for the Reavers secondary.
I mean, again, you can see the strength of his arm. We're not questioning that. We've seen him throw it deep, and he can overthrow some of the receivers. I think right now it's obviously the accuracy that I think if you're Coach Dallas, you're kind of wondering, do you have a decision to start thinking about if this game starts getting out of hand?
So again, ball spotted at the 41-yard line, 3rd down and 10 after back-to-back incompletions from Collier. He's got the slot receiver to his left. He'll release into the pattern. Who's on him? That's the question. And the ball is out. Is it right into where it needs to be? It looks like they're going to mark that for a 1st down into Reaver territory at the 49-yard line.
Yeah, just basically caught it at the stick, literally and figuratively, as he comes down on it.
Well, I'm telling you what, Latarius Robinson was wide open on that play. If they had chosen to go deep, I think the Reavers would have been in trouble. But they get the 1st down. They move the chains. Again, the clock under 4 minutes now. Catch again made by number 2. That's Trey Brown out of Savannah, Georgia. Hand off to Wayman Jordan, and Jordan will get a little bit more yards this time. In fact, he'll break all sorts of tackles and push the pile inside the 35. Man, oh man, that's the strength of Wayman Jordan Jr. He was tired of being stuffed and pushed his way all the way into the 33-yard line. What a run by Jordan Jr.
Well, if you're the dark side defense, you got to push back now.
Hand off to Wayman again. He'll stray to the outside, and he gets free again. And again, it's a huge chunk brought down in the defensive secondary one more time. I believe it was Lucas Struck that made the tackle, and it's now a red zone opportunity. Or are they just shy of it? Just outside the red zone at the 21-yard line. And it will be a timeout for somebody. Did Hutchinson call it, or did the Reavers?
Timeout. Iowa Western.
So they'll take the timeout, their third timeout of the half. They want to stop this flow because Wayman Jordan's got it going on. We're back in a moment on the Reaver Sports Network presented by Phil's Comfort Zone.
Of the RSN, 89.7 The River. The Reaver Sports Network is brought to you by State Farm Insurance and Agent Judd Knispel. With over 26 years of serving both Southwest Iowa and the greater Omaha area, Judd proudly supports the Reavers and the community he lives in. Online quotes available for auto and motorcycle, RV, home and condo, business, boat, and even pet insurance. Renter's insurance is available as well for that student in your life. JuddKnispel.com. That's State Farm Insurance Agent Judd Knispel, supporting the Reavers on the RSN.
Sales up. Iowa.
So the timeout for Iowa Western, their final timeout of this first half. It comes at the even 3-minute mark. And a 10-point lead for the Reavers on the Score Vision scoreboard. Wayman Jordan Jr. hadn't done much before the last two carries, 28 yards in those last two carries, and that had the Reavers reeling a bit. They'll call the timeout to try to get their feet under him. So they have rolled on to the 21-yard line, have the Hutchinson Blue Dragons. Man in motion is Hoover. He'll set up in the backfield. Play action. They'll throw to the end zone. Pinace is there, and it's incomplete. Good defense by Anthony Pinace. And it will be second down and 10 from the 21.
Exactly. I thought it was good defense. I mean, you see him trying to call for the penalty, but I think he turned around and didn't make enough contact to alter that. So
got his head on a swivel just in time, I think, to make that stop. So, again, Collier really limping, by the way. I don't know if you guys are seeing it, but he limps back behind the center, and Mason Thrush is ready to go to deliver the football. Hand off to Jordan. Yes, it is. And, wow. It is Wayman Jordan. I mean, I don't know what he was doing. And then Tate Hoover takes Walt Gray down for some reason. What happened?
Yeah, that just was a continuation of the play. And luckily, I'm glad that Walt just turned around and walked away, because that's, again, you don't want to be baited into those situations. You just had a great play. Let's not have any penalties. 3rd and long, Blue Dragons.
It's my close personal friend, Walt Gray.
from the 21, check that the 20-yard line. They'll give him a yard. McLilly Bulow blowing that last play up. Davion another great tackle. Samari Collier will send Jordan Jr. in motion. Samari Collier, Cox, and he will go down in the backfield. Tried to get the ball settled, and he nearly got it away, but then had to collect it again as the ball was falling out of his hands, and it's a 3rd down sack for the Reavers. And it will be a kicking situation for Nestus Berger. Try to bring him back within one score at 17-10. Right now, 17-7, and it's the 2-minute timeout. So we'll take that timeout, and we'll be back to see if Nestus Berger can bang home a 46-yarder. His longest on the year is just 40. Back in a moment on the Reaver Sports Network, presented by Phil's Comfort Zone.
The radio home of the RSN, 89.7 The River.
The RSN is supported by Papa John's of Council Bluffs. Papa John's at 8th and Broadway delivers throughout Council Bluffs, including the Iowa Western campus. Custom-made pizzas and sides for delivery or pickup. Personalized orders can be created online at papajohns.com. That's papajohns.com. Phone orders at 712-322-7272. Papa John's, not just pizza, papadillas, wings, Papa Bowls, sides, and drinks. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's supports the RSN.
Programming on the Reaver Sports Network is brought to you by Hy-Vee Supermarkets. Hy-Vee says get ready for more with Hy-Vee Perks Plus. A Hy-Vee Perks Plus membership provides savings on fuel with every in-store and online plus purchase. Hy-Vee Perks Plus also offers deals and offers weekly and monthly. With Hy-Vee Perks Plus, the Red Line Hotline deal is available for just about anything, with complimentary standard delivery for qualifying orders and complimentary express pickup. More online at Hy-Vee.com/perks. Hy-Vee Supermarkets, supporting the RSN.
Radio from Iowa Western Community College, KIWR, Council Bluffs, Omaha, 89.7 The River.
Iowa Western football plays on the Reaver Sports Network.
All right, it will be a 46-yarder should the attempt be an actual attempt. Trailing by 10, Hutchinson had given up the first 2 touchdowns of this ball game to the Reavers. And Berger looks like he's finishing those warm-ups. You got to think, though, this might be one of those things where they dial up perhaps you're going into the half knowing you're getting the ball back, right? There's only 2 minutes left. The Reavers don't have any timeouts left. They don't have the luxury of a 2-minute timeout. They've got nothing left, so perhaps you give a little fake here. You've drawn it up all season. Maybe you haven't seen it, but a 46-yarder into the wind, and regardless of if it's light or not, you think maybe you see a fake here.
If I'm on defense, I'm definitely keeping my head on a swivel, making sure that this kick is actually going to be a kick because, this is an interesting call if they do want to attempt a 46-yard field goal. And, if you miss it, it's not like you're giving Iowa Western great field position, but at the same time, they can score in a hurry. And we saw what scoring right before half did against Northwest Mississippi. I think that score late, right before half, just kind of gave them the momentum to start the third quarter.
The Red Hat's still on the field as this timeout finishes out. So here they come. Both teams will come out onto the field. And again, a 46-yarder. It will be Blaze Hoover that will hold. He's kneeled down at the 36-yard line. So there you go. There's the steps from Berger as he sizes things up. Again, into a light wind for Berger. The snap, the hold, the kick is up. It's a sidewinder. It looks wide right. And it is wide right. No good. The Reavers will hold on the Hutchinson drive, and the score stays 17-7 on the Score Vision scoreboard.
All right, here we go.
No fake. It was just a straight-on attempt, and he never got it to bend in from that. He was just inside the far hash. And again, the ball just stayed outside, never took a bend. In fact, it took a little bit of a tail to the far side. And so the score remains 17-7. Reavers will have 1:55. We saw them use 1:17 on the clock. Actually, they only used 1:12 on that clock as they ticked it down to 5 seconds against Northwest Mississippi. Let's see what Deckers can do with the time on the clock. He's in the backfield empty. Trevor Burnett to the far side as the running back. Deckers, time to throw. Quick dart into the hands, I believe, of Fresh Walters, and he runs out to the rear sideline to stop the clock.
Yep, a good reception, get out of bounds, stop the clock. And would we maybe see one of those trick plays that Coach Stroh has drawn up? We've already seen a couple reverses, and maybe you catch them sleeping here on this drive number 6.
Clock starts at 1:51. Handoff. They need a yard for a first down. They got it to the 40. And I don't know what number 6 is saying. He's pointing to the Reaver sideline.
Trevor Burnett.
He just gave up a first down, so I guess show him to move the chains. Keon Brown barking at him from the near side. That's right. Keep distracting him, Keon. You're not in the play. Doesn't matter. Trips to the far side. Here comes pressure. Decker steps out of it. Throws to the near sideline. It is going to be a catch by Fresh Walters. Just got his foot in bounds. That was close.
It was. I thought I thought maybe it was going to hit the turf, but I guess he got his fingertips underneath it and makes sure to catch it.
Second down.
Okay, no.
So they're going to say incomplete pass. His foot was out of bounds. Yep, just on that line, it looks like on the replay. So now 2nd and 10. Ball at the 40-yard line. Clock stopped with 1:34. Reavers working right to left here in the second quarter. They lead it by 10 on the Score Vision scoreboard. Javen Moore splits out far right. Keon Brown in on the near left side.
Watch Owen Gish.
Quick throw. That's Keon Brown. He'll try to spin back in. That's not what you want to do with clocks timing down, and he runs backwards when it's all said and done. So the clock working downward at 1:23 and counting. Reavers will set it up. They'll give him credit for a 7-yard gain. It'll be 3rd down and 3.
Brown's got to be careful not to get a flag after the play with the extracurriculars.
See, Hutchinson bring in a new fresh line, so they're going to keep pursuing Hunter, try to get that quarterback sack.
Clock down to 1:02 by the time the center judge gets out of the way. And now it's Hutchinson that will call a timeout. So 58 seconds is where we will stay, and we'll keep it right here as the TV timeouts for the quarter are all burnt up. That was a long time for the center judge. It was because the Reavers were substituting. That's why Hutch was allowed to substitute. And that was a liberty taken by the Blue Dragons that time around.
Yeah, well, they brought in 4 fresh defensive line on that substitution, and then you saw one player. If they would have done it, it would have been okay, but there was one player that didn't see that he was supposed to get out, and so he was running, and that's why they had to burn a timeout to make sure they didn't have too many men on the field.
So the timeout called stops the clock with 58 seconds remaining. 17-7 on a 39-yard field goal by Max Bartachek and a pair of touchdown passes, the first to Keon Brown, the second to Titus Myers for Deckers, and the ball spotted again at the 47-yard line. Here we go. Some MC Hammer in the house tonight. How about that? Do you know the hand motions, Josh? Wrong. Oh, wow. You did it left-handed, too, which is amazing because that's backwards. Deckers ready. It'll be Horn that splits out, walks a couple steps wide. Decker sets up. Pressure coming. Quick throw. That ball is caught. Snared out of the air by Brown for a first down. The Reavers will rush to the line of scrimmage. Javen Moore to the far side. Burnett in the backfield. Brown is there. He's ready to go.
Brought down by Michael Graham.
DeAndre Horn, Fresh Walters in the slot to the far side. It's a tight formation. Deckers will step up in the pocket. Little throw over. Keon Brown to the 35, to the 30, and he's out of bounds at the 29-yard line. 38 seconds remaining.
And I tell you what, they're still playing kind of a soft defense in the secondary.
That's fine.
Yeah, and Hunter, you give him a tough time. He's finding these receivers open, but I think that's where it's very important because you can see the pressure, and a lot of times Hunter's having to step up into the pocket to make these throws.
28-yard line is where they mark Brown out of bounds at with 38 seconds remaining.
59 yards on the day for Keon.
Decker saying, hold your spot out there to Fresh Walters. Now in motion. He'll curl around a man. They'll throw deep down the far sideline. It's caught, and was he in bounds? Though that's the question. He was not.
Yeah.
Not sure he got the foot in.
Javen Moore made the catch, but he was shoved out of bounds. Good play by the corner on that side. That was number 1, Corbin Green, that matched up with him.
Show it on the big board here.
2nd down and 10. Clock stopped again on the incompletion. Javen Moore, what a catch. Did he get the toe tap in? He did. He's down. You got to review that. He is in bounds.
And the Reavers are pointing at the scoreboard. It is very close. I think he might have gotten it. Yeah, there. Now the sideline reacts.
Why are they not reviewing it?
Now I think they're calling down.
I mean, watch it again. He gets the toe just in bounds. What an effort. Watch it again. Absolutely, it's in the red. So they will review this play, it looks like.
Previous play of an incomplete pass is under review.
Wow. Wow. And the replay booth right next to us.
They don't seem very excited. I'd be excited. Like, okay, it's our time, guys.
That's what you would do? It's a Baird Home video review brought to you by our friends at Baird Home LLC. New sponsor this year, the Reaver Sports Network. So they will run to the review tents.
I mean, that's an impressive toe tap.
It's unreal.
I thought he was nowhere near inbounds. But, yeah, when you look at it on the big board and they zoom it in, slow it down.
Every college coach in the nation is going to want a guy who just like that. Great field awareness, great control of his body.
And Corbin Green will He's hoping that it confirmed. Here you go.
Ruling on the field is confirmed. Incomplete pass.
Oh, wow. That's not a good call. His toe was inbounds with the football. I'm not sure what they saw. Wow, that is an unreal committal to that call.
Quick review, too.
So now, again, it's 2nd down and 10 from the 28-yard line. Hard disagree on that one. Decker's set. Let's see if they can get a ball here. Hunter sets up, giving chase, and he's going to go down. Quarterback sack, and that'll burn off quite a bit of time as they'll try to help him up quickly. 20 seconds, 21 seconds.
Everything's going on after the play. They got to get these guys separated. We're wasting time.
And he is yelling at his players. He's saying, let's go. 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7. Here's the snap. Deckers a little bit dinged up. He'll throw to the end zone.
Open.
And it's Titus Myers. He gets a block out front, and he's not going to have enough. It'll head to half with a huge play, but not enough. It'll be the Reavers. Is there a penalty marker? That's the only thing that would keep this going. And it will be a 17-7 score at the half. The Reavers and the Blue Dragons. Wow. A non-overturn of a call that everybody on this near sideline and everybody in the press box thought was a definite touchdown. And the Reavers will come up empty after a quarterback sack. Titus Myers all the way inside to the 4-yard line before all is said and done. 9:08 Central. I hope you called off work tomorrow. We've got a late night ahead of us as the Reavers lead it by 10, looking for a three-peat tonight in Texas. Iowa Western 17 and Hutchinson 7 on that Score Vision scoreboard at the end of the first half. Back in a moment for our halftime report. It's brought to you by Commonwealth Electric, and it starts next on the Reaver Sports Network.
43 wins. Home of the RSN, 89.7 The River.
The RSN is supported by Commonwealth Electric Company of the Midwest, a 100% employee-owned, full-service electrical and low-voltage contractor in Iowa, Nebraska, and beyond. Commonwealth Electric, specializing in large and small-scale commercial and industrial work, from pre-construction to service and maintenance. Commonwealth Electric, offering a full suite of services covering an entire project's life cycle. More at CommonwealthElectric.com. Commonwealth Electric, exceeding the needs and expectations of those they serve and committed to excellence, just like the Reavers and the RSN.
The Reaver Sports Network is presented by Phil's Comfort Zone. Football season means cooler weather, and Phil's Comfort Zone can get the furnace tuned up for those cold days ahead. Phil's Comfort Zone has over 40 years of experience in the HVAC industry and can do everything from tune-ups to whole house overhauls for achieving maximum comfort. Phil'sComfortZone.com has all the details. That's Phil'sComfortZone.com. Phil's Comfort Zone, heating, air conditioning, and air quality experts. Phil's Comfort Zone is the official HVAC of the Reaver Sports Network.
The RSN is supported by Papa John's of Council Bluffs. Papa John's at 8th and Broadway delivers throughout Council Bluffs, including the Iowa Western campus. Custom-made pizzas and sides for delivery or pickup. Personalized orders can be created online at papajohns.com. That's papajohns.com. Phone orders at 712-322-7272. Papa John's, not just pizza, papadillas, wings, Papa Bowls, sides, and drinks. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's supports the RSN.
The RSN is supported by Baird Home, attorneys at law. Baird Home LLP is committed to connecting each of its valued clients to the positive outcomes they seek. With extensive and diverse expertise and an integrated team of more than 100 attorneys, Baird Home leverages a diverse range of skills to respond efficiently to local, regional, national, and international legal needs. For over 150 years, Baird Home LLP, representing the communities the Reavers call home, and proud to support the RSN. The Reaver Sports Network is brought to you by State Farm Insurance and Agent Judd Knispel. With over 26 years of serving both Southwest Iowa and the greater Omaha area, Judd proudly supports the Reavers and the community he lives in. Online quotes available for auto and motorcycle, RV, home and condo, business, boat, and even pet insurance. Renter's insurance is available as well for that student in your life. JuddKnispel.com. That's State Farm Insurance Agent Judd Knispel, supporting the Reavers on the RSN.
The Reaver Sports Network is brought to you by Barley's Bar and Grill. Barley's on the historic 100 block of Broadway in Council Bluffs has everything from burgers, sandwiches, and wings to pizza, salads, and of course, a variety of tap beers from domestic to craft and everything to make cocktails on the favorites list. Barley's, with plenty of space for big parties or just a party of two. Full menu with online ordering available at barleysbar.com. Barley's on the 100 block, home of the cheeses. Barley's Bar and Grill supports the Reavers and the RSN.
The Reaver Sports Network is brought to you by Leach Camper Sales in Council Bluffs. Leach Camper, the RSN's go-to for RVs, fifth wheels, travel trailers, and pop-up campers. Leach Camper on Veterans Memorial Highway and online at leachcamper.com. With sales, leasing, and rental units to meet the perfect vacation or extended stay checklist. Leach Camper not only sells, they service too, with an award-winning service team that can fix nearly any recreational vehicle issue. Leachcamper.com, part of the Priority RV Network. Leach Camper, where the coffee's always on. Supporters of the RSN. The Reaver Sports Network is brought to you by Arrow Towing, serving the Metro 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Arrow's experienced drivers and large fleet of trucks and equipment handle a variety of towing, recovery, and hauling needs throughout the Metro and beyond. For 50 years, Arrow Towing has been providing towing, recovery, roadside, hauling, jump starts, lockouts, fuel delivery, and more. More information online at arrowtowing.com. Available in Omaha, Council Bluffs, and beyond. Arrow Towing supports the Reavers on the RSN.
Recapping all the action. One half of action is the RSN post-game time. Time to get caught up on the latest scores, updates, and more from JUCO to the pros. This is the RSN Halftime Report on the Reaver Sports Network.
17-7 on the Score Vision scoreboard. Good guys. Reavers lead it on a pair of touchdown passes by Hunter Deckers in the first quarter. They get a second quarter field goal from Max Bartacek, and so far so good for the Reavers, a 2-score lead into halftime. We welcome you in to the Papa John's broadcast booth. Jake Ryan along with Tony Boone and Josh Hodson. Russ Nelson down to the field to talk with head coach Scott Strohmeyer, and we welcome in Iowa Western president Dr. Dan Kenny. Well, how's the heart feeling right now?
Oh, it's feeling, Jake. I mean, you know what I like about this? 4 years in a row I've been up here at halftime talking to you.
I know.
Can't break this one, so we'll plan on it next year. Just set the date now. Put it on your calendar.
Okay.
So.
Glad to do so.
You know, everything's going great. You know, definitely we started off really good, you know, with that block punt and things. And now, you know, we've held, you know, we keep moving the ball. You know, unfortunately, I saw the same replay as you did. That foot was in bounds. I can't wait to see that again tomorrow.
Yeah, or later tonight for that matter.
But hey, feeling good right now. You know, but we still have 2 quarters to play. You know, two more quarters in this season, and we got to keep pushing on it. So
yeah, it's been it's becoming a habit. As you said, it's the 4th straight year that the Reavers have been here. You never take it for granted, but as the season went along, you kind of saw it. The defense getting better. The offense is just unbelievable this year. And again, it's another good year to root on the Reavers.
I mean, think about it. We went from 98 degrees to, I don't know what it is tonight. I think it's about 30. But, you know, no, we've had a great season, you know, excited for that. So,
well, let's talk about the other sports. Obviously, volleyball falling just short of making the national tournament. A good run. And Joby, now the head coach there. Cross country, again, good, strong performances by Coach Beerbaum's squad. And then men's and women's soccer keeping you busy, man. They're running you around, aren't they?
You know, my flight miles are getting pretty good right now, trying to get to all these darn national titles. But you know, it's great. You know, you really do. You look back and see what's happened this fall. You know, from football all the way. You know, 2 weeks ago, I spent the week in Wichita, Kansas. You know, unfortunately, our girls fell short. But you know, go back and look at that goal that they called in wasn't in. You know, I think they are still the best in the nation. And then our men had one heck of a game, especially in the semis, you know, having to play Indian Hills for the 4th time, I believe, this year.
What a series that's become.
That has been. And so, you know, and then you look at cross country half marathon, both on the men's and women's side and what they've done, you know, went out to Richmond, Virginia, runners up, and then won the title in the half marathon. And then you go, you look at, you know, volleyball. You know, Joby, we moved him from an interim to a head coach, and they had a heck of a season, just short of getting there. You know, played very well, so excited to see what he can do next year. Shotgun Sports goes and wins the state title again. And, so we've got a lot of good things going right now with the Reavers at Iowa Western Community College.
And, of course, the opening of Weeby
Yeah.
football and soccer complex this fall, that was a pretty impressive.
That was a change game.
Yeah.
That's a changer in, what we can do, with the beautiful football facility, then on top of it, playing our home games. In fact, you guys have been gone, but I just saw pictures. We got the press box was set today.
Oh, yeah.
So that's been set. The staff back there has been sending me pictures. So we'll get that up and going. But, Mr. and Mrs. Weeby, I mean, the thoughts they had 2 decades ago, and to be able to put that in. And it just, took us to another level of facilities. And you sit here at we're in a great football facility, but, look around. I mean, their facilities are good, but you know what? We put up, our facilities are just as good as what we're sitting here.
Well, having an on-campus football facility is an absolute game changer. You think of the first year, of course, playing down at Wickersham, and then since then down at Lewis Central, which are both nice facilities.
Oh, they're great facilities.
And again, great partners. But you don't get people on campus, which is a big deal on those football Saturdays for one of your highest volume attendance sports.
Yeah.
And in order to, it's just a complete game changer to be able to say, hey, we've got an on-campus football stadium coming.
Yeah.
And especially for the support staff. I know that Travis Jacobson and Coach Gow with the cheer team, they will appreciate not having to drive down. You've got to take everything down there and make sure you're ready for game day.
And we do. And get everything down there and things. So, that'll be into the future. We've got a great still relationship with Lewis Central, so we'll continue to push forward on that. But, the more exciting thing is being able to work with St. Albert's.
Yeah.
And they're going to start using that facility for soccer here in the spring, and then football definitely next year. But, even with our baseball, our softball, our indoor facilities, some of the schools that come into that, our basketball, with volleyball, we worked with one of the conference high school volleyball tournaments is held there. Last year we were able to work with, I think, Underwood. Unfortunately they had over Christmas break, they had a pipe break in their gym. So, it is great to get people on campus, and we'll continue to move forward with that one. So, the winter sports are doing great. Looking at our women's basketball team, they've been off to a great start. Definitely men's basketball right now. I think they're ranked in the top 20 in the state or in the nation. Looking good there. And then both our wrestling programs, with our wrestling coach leaving kind of at last minute, be able to get coaches into there. Both of them are looking good. Cheer, they're back home right now. They're practicing for their nationals. We'll be heading down in January. Bowling's been doing really good just recently. And then the neatest thing is swim. I was able to go to our first swim meet because it was hosted there in Council Bluffs. Again, great partnership with Lewis Central, what we've had there, and to be able to go out. So, excited to add that new sport, and it's going to continue.
Do you have a swimming background as far as attending swimming?
Oh, I'll attend any sport.
Well, no, what I'm saying is the first time I ever attended swimming, it's in usually a natatorium, right? A swimming auditorium.
Yeah.
And you can't wear regular winter clothes when you go in there.
Oh God, no! You got to be. You're gonna freeze going in.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get in there and you're gonna sweat to death.
Yes, exactly.
And then you're gonna be freezing running back out to your car. No, it's a warm little deal there.
I just wanted to make sure that you were, you were properly aware of that, because
I'm definitely properly aware. I've had swimming before, and definitely, I was so excited to add that one and see what we got coming in the future.
Absolutely.
More to come.
What else as far as going around campus? Obviously, you just had the staff and faculty party on Friday before this week, and just celebrating the good crew that we've got at Iowa Western.
Yeah, we've got the best faculty and staff, and every Friday morning when we have visitors in on our campus, I tell them, and this is so true, I'll put our faculty and staff up against anybody in the nation, and we've got great ones. There for our students, helping our students succeed. With that goal in mind. So we had a great party the other night. Unfortunately, we had to deal with ice.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah, and
we had gone out of town to attend a wedding down in Kansas City, so we beat that. But how did it go down?
It went well. Unfortunately, we're sitting there. What do we do? But a few people couldn't make it. But and then push graduation back in the morning an hour, but we're able to graduate. We had, I guess we had about 51 students. Quite a few didn't show for that, which we knew, but it's tough. That's a tough one. But no, with everything we've got going on, our enrollment continues to increase. We've really been working with our high schools. A lot of good things happening right now at Iowa Western.
Real quick, it's been a busy day for all of us. Courts did rule on the Diego Pavia case today. The people who cover college football don't expect this to be the end of it, but as of right now, a judge has ruled JUCO does not count against NCAA eligibility. Wow. What would you say to that?
So, this has been interesting. As you all know, I sit on the board of directors in NJCAA, so there's been a lot of conversations just today. I know just here, a lot of us are here right now, in regards to that. This will be very interesting to see what happens on this. In that ruling, the interesting thing is if you went to Air Force Prep, who's Air Force Prep play?
JUCO teams.
Exactly. Yeah. That does not count. I mean,
Air Force Prep doesn't count?
No,
really?
Air Force Prep doesn't. Prep schools did not count in the NCAA. And that was where he was really kind of going on. I thought, okay, that's an interesting one. That's going to be a tough one to fight. So, more to come. I think, the NCAA has been a little difficult to work with sometimes.
Yeah.
And this is going to be an eye-opener to see what happens. I know here in the next week or two, we're going to hear a lot about it, see what's happening kind of as we move forward with different things. But that will be an interesting. That's a game changer, in regards to that. So now I guarantee you there's, I don't know how many student athletes that come out, not just Iowa Western, but every JUCO in the nation.
Right.
Probably like, hey, let's get going.
Yeah.
And I hate to say it, I think a lot of the drive on that is NIL money.
Yeah.
I mean, you get here, you use two years, and we don't have the NIL money in the junior college level. You get up there and you look at him. I mean, think about it. They beat him. He was the quarterback when Nemi beat us 4 years ago.
Yep.
And so it was going to be interesting to see what happens on that. Stay tuned. A lot more to come, I think, on that topic.
Absolutely. Well, stay tuned. A lot more to come in this ball game. I know you've got places to be and Reavers to cheer on. So hold steady for us. All right?
I will. And thank you guys for all you've done. As I said, we sat out in 98-degree weather in August. And tonight, you guys are in a booth. I'm on the sidelines, and it's pretty darn cold.
Do you need some
there.
hand warmers?
No, I'm good. I'm good.
Right.
I can do that.
He's tough.
I'd probably just get into broadcasting, and I can sit up here. I don't know. I pace too much. So you'd have to have a lot bigger space.
Well, and the carpet would be gone in the press box, too.
Yes, it would. That's for darn sure.
All right, Dr. K.
Thank you guys for all you do.
Good luck to the Reavers in the second half. We'll be back in a moment to continue the Commonwealth Electric halftime report. 17-7, Reavers lead the Blue Dragons on the Reaver Sports Network.
The radio home of the RSN, 89.7 The River.
The RSN is powered by ScoreVision. ScoreVision video boards and software light up Iowa Western's competition fields with a flexible, easy-to-use platform that not only keeps score but encourages fan engagement with video capture, streaming, and score updates for both in-venue and out-of-venue production. There's more about everything ScoreVision can provide online at scorevision.com. See what Iowa Western does with ScoreVision at Weaver Arena, Weedy Football and Soccer Complex, and the Marshall Baseball and Softball Complex on campus. ScoreVision. Experience the game, power the athlete. Proud partner of the RSN.
The Reaver Sports Network is supported by Downtown Chiropractic with 2 locations in Bennington and the historic Mastercraft building in North Downtown Omaha. Chiropractic medicine serves to improve health, reducing risk of pain and illness with tailored programs to serve an individual's specific needs using the least invasive but effective techniques and services, adjustments, therapy, and more. Appointments at downtownchiro.com. Downtown Chiropractic supports the Reavers.
The RSN is supported by Commonwealth Electric
The Reaver
Company of the
Sports
Midwest,
Network is supported by Downtown Chiropractic.
Full-service electrical and low-voltage contractor in Iowa, Nebraska, and beyond. Commonwealth Electric, specializing in large and small-scale commercial and industrial work, from pre-construction to service and maintenance. Commonwealth Electric, offering a full suite of services covering an entire project's life cycle. More at CommonwealthElectric.com. Commonwealth Electric, exceeding the needs and expectations of those they serve and committed to excellence, just like the Reavers and the RSN.
Sales up. Iowa Western football plays on the Reaver Sports Network.
Back in the Papa John's broadcast booth, Russ Nelson standing by on the field with head coach Scott Strohmeyer. Let's throw it down, Russ.
Thanks, Jake. Russ Nelson here with head coach Scott Strohmeyer. Coach, kind of a turbulent first and second quarter. You see some highs, you see some lows coming out. 2 quick scores. The you're able to shut down their offense, but they finally do find a little bit of rhythm, able to score, even up the score. So 17-7, you got to be happy with that. But I know there's still a lot that's left out there on the table that you're probably a little frustrated by.
Yeah, I mean, we had a couple missed blocks, and we had guys. The plays were there. We missed a block, and they made a play. But two good teams going at it. We had 30 minutes. You can see they're explosive. We got to keep doing that, playing well defensively and keeping them in front of us, and offensively we got to shore up some things. We had that spell after that second drive where went quiet for a little bit. we got to do better on first down.
Now, did you get any explanation of when they ruled that catch to be out of bounds, or was that simply they just said confirmed on the field and no explanation given to you?
I'm guessing that there was not enough video to overturn it. From the angles that they had, to be my guess, but it was close. I mean, I thought it could have went either way, but it was a heck of a catch. But we get right down there, but we had to do better. We can't take a sack. That took a bunch of time. She can't waste timeouts early in the second quarter.
Now, you said you wanted to make number one have to hurt you with his arm, but yet he's not been accurate on the night. I believe only made one completion, so your defense is doing exactly what you wanted them to do there.
We got to keep them in the pocket. I mean, that's where they're getting their chunks, is when he breaks and pass, he drops down. We got to tackle in space against them, and otherwise we're doing a good job.
All right, Coach, good luck in that second half.
I appreciate it.
All right, Jake, Josh, Tony, back up to you.
Thank you, Russ. We will throw it to break one more time and be back for the second half of action. It's Iowa Western 17, Hutchinson 7 on the Score Vision scoreboard. This has been the RSN Halftime Report presented by Commonwealth Electric of the Midwest, CommonwealthElectric.com for more information. We're back in a moment on the Reaver Sports Network.
The RSN is supported by Commonwealth Electric Company of the Midwest, a 100% employee-owned, full-service electrical and low-voltage contractor in Iowa, Nebraska, and beyond. Commonwealth Electric, specializing in large and small-scale commercial and industrial work, from pre-construction to service and maintenance. Commonwealth Electric, offering a full suite of services covering an entire project's life cycle. More at CommonwealthElectric.com. Commonwealth Electric, exceeding the needs and expectations of those they serve, and committed to excellence, just like the Reavers and the RSN.
The RSN is powered by ScoreVision. ScoreVision video boards and software light up Iowa Western's competition fields with a flexible, easy-to-use platform that not only keeps score but encourages fan engagement with video capture, streaming, and score updates for both in-venue and out-of-venue production. There's more about everything ScoreVision can provide online at ScoreVision.com. See what Iowa Western does with ScoreVision at Weaver Arena, Weedy Football and Soccer Complex, and the Marshall Baseball and Softball Complex on campus. ScoreVision. Experience the game, power the athlete. Proud partner of the RSN.
This is the Reaver Sports Network.
Jake Ryan, Josh Johnson, Tony Boone back in the RSN Papa John's broadcast booth. We get you ready for the second half of action. Russ Nelson sitting down as well. We'll give him a chance to catch his breath. And we will do that by getting you the Hy-Vee halftime stats. Josh Johnson, what do you see?
Well, real quick, we'll tackle the main thing first. Hunter Deckers in the first half, 15 of 23, 9 of 13 in the second quarter, by the way. 240 yards. That puts him at the number one spot for single season passing yards in program history. He passes. It's got to be Jake, right?
It is. Yeah. It is Jake Waters. Yeah.
Sorry, I was looking at the wrong chart. He passes Jake. Most prolific passing season any quarterback has ever had.
An asterisk though, because he's had an extra game.
Yes. I'm sure Jake will point that out.
Here is Bardachek's opening kick. Goldsby will take it in the end zone, 4 yards deep. He'll bring it out, 5 out to the 10. There's a block in the back, not called by the referee, racing down the sideline, and the Reavers will hit the man just shy of midfield around the 46. Sure looked like a block in the back around the 5-yard line with the initial pursuit, but right in front of our referee, Eric Stern, and no call. So a great return, great field position for Hutchinson, and the Reavers trying to keep some momentum will have to do it via the dark side to start things off just shy of midfield.
And it looked like it was Max Bardachek that did finally make that hit, and that's noteworthy because it was last year that he hurt his shoulder in the game on making a tackle on one of those kickoffs.
Angel Carranza also in on the tackle for the Reavers. Again, 17-7 your score. Ball at the 46-yard line. It's Jordan and Samari Collier out on the field right now. They stand at the 40. Here comes Tate Hoover in motion. Collier will roll out to the right. Quick throw, and that ball is into the hands of a Hutchinson wide receiver and out of bounds in Reaver territory. The catch made by number 5, Ja'Cory Thomas, for a first down chain mover for the Blue Dragons.
You see that that H-back just kind of going and help block along that side, and that gives Collier enough time to survey the field and find his receiver.
Jalen Bain-Peterson with the tackle for the Reavers, pushing Thomas out of bounds. It'll be a play action again. Collier will toss it up for grabs. That ball is in and out of the hands of the intended receiver around the 5-yard line. That is Trey Brown, number 2, that was in the area, and the Reavers get lucky because he came down with a chance to haul that one in.
Yeah, and again, you see Collier take a little bit of a contact at the end of that play because he has to stand tall in the pocket to make that throw. But I'm telling you, these hits are going to keep adding up. I'm really curious to see whether they'll have him keep running the football as much as they did in that first and second quarter.
Second down and 10. Anthony Panase on that coverage on that last attempt by Collier. Now he's set with Jordan just about a half step behind him to his left. It'll be another pass. Collier, quick pass, and that one is tipped by the lineman. I believe Walt Gray got a piece of it, or Dom Wiseman.
Yeah, I saw Wiseman right there in his grill and got his paw up and batted it right basically inches away from release point.
So after a pretty big chunk of yardage to start the drive to grab a first down, it's now third down and 10 with just 40 seconds gone in this third quarter. Hutch trying to start hot like the Reavers did to start the game. 17-7 Reavers with 14:20 to play. Wayman Jordan Jr. hasn't done much today, although he did rip off a couple of big runs toward the end of the half. Now he's in motion to the near side toward the Reaver sideline. Collier will race outside, and now he will set up to throw. Now he gets out of pressure, and he's going to be down, but not until he picks up another Blue Dragon first down. The feet of Samari Collier again, devastating to the Reaver dark side.
And like you've said all game long, it's almost like he's got a bit of a limp when he gets up, but it's like when he's in the moment of the play, you don't see it affecting his running.
Davion McLilly-Bulow with the tackle, 13 minutes and 50 seconds remaining. Jordan to the right and behind Collier. Hand off to Jordan, picks his way forward. He'll go to the right side, and he's stacked up right away by Walt Gray and the rest of the Reaver dark side.
Short game.
Yeah, you see Walt just kind of shed his block, meet him at the line of scrimmage. A couple other Reavers join him to drive him backwards.
Second down, 9 yards.
Cam Dunn in there as well as Lucas Struck and Jerome Baker. Second down, 9 to go. Reavers will exchange some personnel. They'll get a couple of different players in the mix. That includes Marcus Williams at the Mike linebacker. 17-7 Reavers. 13-17 to go in the ball game or in the third quarter. Collier again sets up to the far side, and a great read by the Reavers. Caught by Prosper, but immediately hit by Tim Roberson, and it will be third down and long once again for the Blue Dragons of Hutchinson.
Yeah, you can just see Roberson making that pursuit the whole time the ball is going in the air, and they just meet basically at the same time, and Roberson makes a great tackle to eliminate any gain.
4 of 9 today on third down.
Trey Brown to the far side of the field. They've got trips to the near side. Prosper is in the slot. Collier with plenty of ammunition to throw to. Let's see who he'll choose. He will not choose anybody. There's a hold by 67 as Collier will race for another first down. Still on his feet inside the 15 and down to the 12.
Scampers to the 10-yard line.
I agree with you. It seems like every time you're seeing.
Well, Jeremiah Williams absolutely grabbed a Reaver on that play.
Yeah, and you see their body literally turning, trying to break free of the hold. Usually that's enough of a movement for them to call it.
First down and goal for Hutch. Collier trying to go up the middle. He'll sprint through a hole, and it's down to about the 7-yard line.
Samari Collier to the 7-yard line.
Tracks made by Barnby over there. Ahmad Johnson as well.
And again, I'm still kind of surprised he keeps calling his own number.
So Collier will have it. Again, the ball at the 7. He's looking to the end zone. He throws to the end zone. It's tipped by Panason out of bounds. Intended for Trey Brown. Incomplete. It's third and goal.
I thought he had perfect setup to jump up and snag that one in the end zone.
Again, ball at the between the 7 and 8 yard line. It's a long 7 to go on 3rd down and goal.
And I mean, look at the hands on the hips already. We just started third quarter. They just had a halftime, and it almost feels like they're like, it seems like they're running out of gas already.
So they will draw this play clock out. It's down to 10 now. Again, the play coming in very slowly. Are they going to rush to the line, or are they going to call a timeout? It looks like they're going to burn their first arrow towing timeout of the half, and they will. Less than 4 minutes in, just over 3 minutes in, it'll be Hutchinson calling for a timeout. So the Reavers, the dark side is bending. We'll see if they can hold when we come back. This is the Reaver Sports Network presented by Phil's Comfort Zone.
Of the RSN, 89.7 The River.
Programming on the Reaver Sports Network is supported by Schmidley's Family Golf Range. Schmidley's on 120th Street in Omaha, between Maple and Fort, with turf and grass hitting areas to perfect your golf game. Plus, Schmidley's is the place for spring and summer sand volleyball. Sign-ups for spring sand volleyball start at halftime of the Super Bowl at schmidleys.com. Schmidley's is on Facebook. That's SCHMIDLEYS. Schmidley's Family Golf Range, 120th Street between Maple and Fort in Omaha. Schmidley's supports the Reavers on the RSN.
Programming on the Reaver Sports Network is brought to you by Hy-Vee Supermarkets. Hy-Vee says get ready for more with Hy-Vee Perks Plus. A Hy-Vee Perks Plus membership provides savings on fuel with every in-store and online plus purchase. Hy-Vee Perks Plus also offers deals and offers weekly and monthly. With Hy-Vee Perks Plus, the Red Line Hotline deal is available for just about anything, with complimentary standard delivery for qualifying orders and complimentary express pickup. More online at Hy-Vee.com/perks. Hy-Vee Supermarkets, supporting the RSN.
The RSN is brought to you by Rookie's Bar and Grill, 120th Street, just south of Blondo in Omaha. Rookie's is the neighborhood spot for football, from college to the pros and the high school game of the week. Football is on at Rookie's. Rookie's also has it covered when it comes to food and drink, whether it's the daily food special or their menu cornerstones like wings, burgers, tacos, and more game day favorites. Rookie's on 120th Street, just south of Blondo in Omaha. The neighborhood spot for football is Rookie's, a proud sponsor of the Reavers on the Reaver Sports Network.
Sales up.
You covered.
Reaver Sports Network.
From the Papa John's broadcast booth, Jake, Tony, Josh, and Russ. It is the RSN crew as we broadcast tonight on 89.7 The River and at GoReavers.com. See the booth cam. I don't think we've done anything too stupid, but yeah, you can find that on the normal spot where we stream our games during the regular season. A long time out for ESPNU. Good news, we are no longer the Seminoles. We are now the Reavers again. So much for that name change, guys. I know you were seeing if there was any merch out there available already.
Tried it on, didn't like it. Came back.
That's okay. Just a national broadcast and a two-time national champion. We thank Dr. Dan Kenny for coming up at halftime and talking to us about not only tonight's game, but the fall season for the Reavers and the ongoing winter season. What kind of mood was Coach in when you were down there at halftime, Russ?
I mean, he looked pretty frustrated. There was a lot of talk, nothing bad, but you could see a lot of coaching going on in that halftime. And I tell you what, one of the things I was most impressed with, you had defensive coordinator Mac Blackburn on the board talking about, he was breaking down some things, and you had Lucas Struck right in there. Basically, as soon as Blackburn was done talking, he was like going over what happened on that scoring play. So, I mean, definitely a leader and knows what's going on.
He's been coaching guys in the hotel, just in the hallways. I've seen him with his arm around one of his teammates going, okay, you got to do this. You got to be here at this point.
3rd and goal from the 7-yard line out of the timeout called for by Hutchinson. They've got 2 left on the scoreboard. Reavers haven't burnt one yet. We're only 3 minutes and 17 seconds into this one. 17-7 your score. Reavers trying to stay ahead by 2 scores. Can they get a stop here on 3rd and goal? Collier will run out, and the Reavers nearly got him in the backfield. Instead, he will throw to the end zone, and it is batted away. Did he make a catch?
No, he's called a touchdown.
With the catch, touchdown Blue Dragon.
It'll be Ben Prosper that hauls it in. So 17-13 now. Reavers in front by just 4 points. And again, he rolled out. It was nearly a quarterback sack, but just a little bit of over pursuit. I believe Jeremy Lewis was the man, and just good patience and a dart thrown by Collier. We mentioned that he's not exactly accurate on his lengthy passes, but when he can throw those short ones, he can certainly get it in there. So here comes your extra point by Nestus Berger. And the Reaver momentum has been at least squashed for now. Is there a flag on the play? What's going on?
Ruling on the field was a touchdown. The previous play is under review.
Okay. I guess we'll have to see it again on the replay. I didn't think there was anything suspicious about it. But here it is on the big board here at the stadium. Oh, did it hit the ground?
And it kind of bobbled a little, shifted a little bit, right?
I don't know. I'm not going to take the chance in saying it's going to be overruled because I thought the last one would be overruled for the Reavers. So he led Prosper over to the sideline. Prosper diving toward the sideline. Looked like he hauled it in, but again, just depends on what kind of view that the people next to us have. Tony?
No, I was just pointing out that they're going to show it again on your smaller screen here.
It looks like he keeps control of it. I'm not sure how they're going to overrule this.
Yeah, again, it's important to note that the ruling on the field was touchdown, and if they don't have the angles, then it's hard to really do anything with it.
So Collier a touchdown rushing, and right now a touchdown passing. This one taking a little bit longer than the overrule of the Javen Moore touchdown that was called out of bounds.
One thing I guess we could point out, and this may have been a factor in that last one, with the replays we saw aren't as numerous as the replays we know that are available.
And how about that? Well, there was nearly, and there was that McLilley Bulow that jumped up and had it go through his hands.
Yes.
He has just come up empty on so many close plays.
What I was going to say is the Corbin Wiggins said beforehand there are 10 cameras.
Yeah.
So they may have had a different angle.
After review, the ruling on the field stands.
There you go. They confirm it, but stands. They couldn't overturn it. So the field goal, the PAT team back out. 17-13 your score on the board. Reavers led this one 14-0. And again, McLilley Bulow, wow, literally through his fingertips. And Prosper rolling on the ground, making his 4th touchdown catch of the year for the Blue Dragons. The field goal, the PAT stumbles through, but it's good. 17-14 is your score. And we'll keep it right here as we head toward our kickoff. All right. If you're Iowa Western, you've got to go get something right now. You can't afford for it to shift any more than it is.
Yeah, and I mean, I feel like they're going to come out and want to prove something the first time they get to touch the football here in the third quarter. So I hope they don't get too ahead of themselves. Hopefully they can come out and show some of that same vigor they were showing towards the end of that half.
So again, the Score Vision scoreboard 17-14. I'd like to thank our fine sponsors this season, including Commonwealth Electric, who guided us through the halftime period. Also, Full Fledged Brewing Company and Barley's Bar and Grill, both of those places showing the game tonight. There's watch parties. I know over at Rookies, Neil, our guys showing it there as well on the Omaha side. If you're watching it, you feel free to hit us up on social media. Let us know where you're watching it at, whether it is in or out of town. We'd be glad to know.
A lot of Sooners fans have found the Keon Brown highlights from earlier today.
So a high kick. This one's taken by the up man. And they're going to say fair catch called for?
I didn't see him move his arm.
Jackson Cherry was the man. That's bad.
No.
And you hear the fans not happy about it either. Let's watch it again on the replay.
Drive for the Reavers begins.
He literally had his hand at his side. There was no fair catch called for. That's a terrible call. And so right now the officials not necessarily struggling throughout, but they've missed numerous holding calls, and they missed that one there. I mean, come on now. Jackson Cherry saying, I didn't call for a fair catch. Deckers to throw on first down. Pressure coming. He releases. There's a toss, and it is going to be caught on the near sideline. No, incomplete. Titus Myers trying to sell it. And Jackson Cherry a little disgusted as he walked to the sideline after that play.
Yeah, I mean, I would be too. He had a lane. I mean,
yeah, he's a big kid, first of all. That's a stud running back in high school, and didn't have an opportunity to perform on that one because they decide to make up a call. Webster City is where he's from. Wow. I mean, that's something. Second down and 10 after the incompletion to Titus Myers.
Need something to get the momentum back.
17-14. Deckers, empty backfield. Pressure coming. Throws to the outside. Nearly intercepted. And now it's that momentum is shifting. David Jester had a shot at it. Comes up empty.
Yeah. Marjan Oxley, he's the one that pressured Hunter to throw that ball early. He got around the block and was right in Hunter's face.
And now
to find protection.
Now the Hutch sideline is up and making noise. Deckers, again, time to throw. Titus Myers running underneath it. And good defense again by Jester. So here comes Jonah DuPont.
Broken up by number 4, David Jester. 4th and 10.
Russ, did you have a chance to ask Coach Strohmeyer about the iPads at halftime and whether they were working again?
I asked him, and he said he didn't know if they had them up and running again.
Okay, what'd you see, Tony?
Deckers was wanting an offside because a lineman jumped for Hutch.
Yeah.
No flag came out. He didn't get the call, and that's why he made the pass that he did.
Well, we saw a false start earlier in the game that they didn't call against Hutch. I mean, they're just missing things right now. Jonah DuPont, looks like Hutch will bring the house. Let's see if he can get it off. Goldsby back deep at the Hutchinson 30. Good snap. There's the punt. Great kick by DuPont. Goldsby at the 30-yard line called for a fair catch.
Fair catch made.
So they have got the momentum, and they've got the ball back right now. Let's see what the dark side can do. 17-14. The Reavers started off like a house on fire. And there is a timeout on the field. We'll take it with them. 11:06 to play here in the third quarter in Canyon, Texas. The NJCAA Division I Football Championship on the Reaver Sports Network, presented by Phil's Comfort Zone.
The Reaver Sports Network is presented by Phil's Comfort Zone. Football season means cooler weather, and Phil's Comfort Zone can get the furnace tuned up for those cold days ahead. Phil's Comfort Zone has over 40 years of experience in the HVAC industry and can do everything from tune-ups to whole house overhauls for achieving maximum comfort. Phil'sComfortZone.com has all the details. That's Phil'sComfortZone.com. Phil's Comfort Zone, heating, air conditioning, and air quality experts. Phil's Comfort Zone is the official HVAC of the Reaver Sports Network.
The RSN is supported by Commonwealth Electric Company of the Midwest, a 100% employee-owned, full-service electrical and low-voltage contractor in Iowa, Nebraska, and beyond. Commonwealth Electric, specializing in large and small-scale commercial and industrial work, from pre-construction to service and maintenance. Commonwealth Electric, offering a full suite of services covering an entire project's life cycle. More at CommonwealthElectric.com. Commonwealth Electric, exceeding the needs and expectations of those they serve, and committed to excellence, just like the Reavers and the RSN.
The RSN is powered by ScoreVision. ScoreVision video boards and software light up Iowa Western's competition fields with a flexible, easy-to-use platform that not only keeps score but encourages fan engagement with video capture, streaming, and score updates for both in-venue and out-of-venue production. There's more about everything ScoreVision can provide online at ScoreVision.com. See what Iowa Western does with ScoreVision at Weaver Arena, Weedy Football and Soccer Complex, and the Marshall Baseball and Softball Complex on campus. ScoreVision. Experience the game, power the athlete. Proud partner of the RSN.
The RSN is supported by Papa John's of Council Bluffs. Papa John's at 8th and Broadway delivers throughout Council Bluffs, including the Iowa Western campus. Custom-made pizzas and sides for delivery or pickup. Personalized orders can be created online at papajohns.com. That's papajohns.com. Phone orders at 712-322-7272. Papa John's, not just pizza, papadillas, wings, papa bowls, sides, and drinks. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's supports the RSN.
This is the Reaver Sports Network.
So the Reaver defense is back out on the field as we get you ready to go here on Hutchinson's second drive of the second half. They trail by just 3 points after being down 14 at one point and 10 another. Reavers and the Blue Dragons, and the Reaver dark side calling for the home side to be loud over here at Bain Schaefer Buffalo Stadium, West Texas A&M. It's Wayman Jordan and Samari Collier in the backfield, ready to go for the Blue Dragons of Hutchinson. Twin receivers to either side in a pro set for the Dragons. First down and 10 from the 30-yard line. Wayman Jordan Jr. in motion. Here come the Reavers giving pressure, and that ball is going to be caught right down the middle. Trey Brown again, loose ball, And is he going to hang on to it is the question. He finally goes down just on the Reaver side of the 50, but a 22-yard gain for Trey Brown. He's holding that thing out there like a loaf of bread.
Well, and the frustrating part is you felt like the Reavers were getting plenty of pressure on Collier, not letting him set up. That time he had plenty of time, stands tall in the pocket, makes an accurate throw. So I think that's the key. They got to get him shifting out of that pocket and throwing a little bit off balance.
First down and 10 from the 48-yard line in Reaver territory. Collier hands it off to Wayman Jordan, and he's tripped up. Great tackle there. I believe it was Brody Taggart that got a piece of his feet, along with Walt Gray, a couple of Reavers on the bottom of the pile as well.
I think we're going to have to probably pause for a Reaver down here at the end of this play.
So Davion McLilly-Bulow is one of the men that was under the pile. Joe Miller and Andrew Moore out to tend to the...
I think it's Johnson.
Okay, Ahmad Johnson. So we'll let the teams gather, and we'll take an injury timeout. We're back in a moment on the Reaver Sports Network.
The radio home of the RSN, 89.7 The River.
The Reaver Sports Network is brought to you by Leach Camper Sales in Council Bluffs. Leach Camper, the RSN's go-to for RVs, fifth wheels, travel trailers, and pop-up campers. Leach Camper on Veterans Memorial Highway and online at leachcamper.com. With sales, leasing, and rental units to meet the perfect vacation or extended stay checklist. Leach Camper not only sells, they service too, with an award-winning service team that can fix nearly any recreational vehicle issue. Leachcamper.com, part of the Priority RV Network. Leach Camper, where the coffee's always on. Supporters of the RSN.
The Reaver Sports Network is brought to you by Barley's Bar and Grill. Barley's on the historic 100 block of Broadway in Council Bluffs has everything from burgers, sandwiches, and wings to pizza, salads, and of course, a variety of tap beers. From domestic to craft and everything to make cocktails on the favorites list. Barley's, with plenty of space for big parties or just a party of two. Full menu with online ordering available at barleysbar.com. Barley's on the 100 block, home of the cheeses. Barley's Bar and Grill supports the Reavers and the RSN.
Sales up. This is the Reaver Sports Network.
Second down and 8 after Ahmad Johnson is helped off the field. Samari Collier takes the snap. Wayman Jordan will be caught in the backfield. He goes down on the W at midfield back at the 48 of Hutchinson. Great job by the Reavers to get that penetration. Jordan tried to make a cut, and it wasn't going anywhere. Davion McLilly-Bulow was the man that forced him to go down.
Well, that's just what they needed, another tackle for loss, back him up. Let's see if they can get some pressure again, because you would assume this is going to be a passing play. They're going to make Collier have to find a receiver, but if you get in his face, try to get him disrupted, throwing uncomfortable.
9:20 to play, 13 to go. They mark the ball at the 49. Jordan splits out to the far side toward the Hutch sideline. Collier in the pocket, and this time he's going nowhere. Cam Dunn and Moore are in on the tackle, and the ball – Jerome Baker comes up with a loose ball. He takes off with it. They've blown it dead. They say he was down, and it's 4th down and long on the quarterback sack. Finally, they get to Samari Collier.
Well, you see extracurricular, and it's the same players, it feels like, that keep going a little bit after the whistle. But wisely, you see the rest of the dark side defense coming, splitting apart, and they're just keeping cool ahead. You did what you needed to do, force the punt. So now let's see if the offense can try that again. Drive number 8 coming up for them.
Blaze Hoover in again to punt it away. You got to wonder if Davis Barr, the all-conference kicker, was injured on that punt block earlier in this game. Sidewinding kick toward the right side. Get away from it, boys. Lucci Fedoni watches it roll inside the Reavers 20, and it will take a Hutchinson bounce all the way to the 12, and that's where Iowa Western will start off. And it looks like we will have another timeout here on the field. 8:36 to play in this third quarter, 17-14. Reavers have got the football back, and they'll get some time to draw up a play. We'll get time to answer our Papa John's trivia question. Tony Boone, remind us what it was, and we'll take some guesses that'll be completely wrong.
Well, I was asking this because the Heisman Trophy was just given out on Saturday, and Travis Hunter became the first player to ever win the Heisman after starting his career at a level below the FBS level. He played FCS football at Jackson State before transferring up to Colorado when his coach moved there. So my question was, who was the last player who played at that level, who finished high in the Heisman voting.
So-
and I saw that Josh had an aha moment late in the first half, so I think we're in good shape here.
So it's not Cam Newton because he played at JUCO,
Yes.
okay.
No, this is actually finished in the Heisman top 5 as a player at that level.
Okay.
Because they are eligible.
All right. I'll say Danny Woodhead is completely wrong, but I'm just going to throw a name out there.
And honestly, that's where my mind was going too. So,
well, all day Tony was saying to me, Josh, I'm going to need you. You're the best hope for this.
Wow, rude.
Why would he say that to me? A known idiot. Because I am a Tennessee Titans fan.
Oh,
and I believe the answer to be Steve McNair.
Steve Air McNair was the quarterback at Alcorn State,
Yep.
and he finished third in 1994 when the Heisman was run by Rashawn Salaam, who, by the way, was the only other Colorado player to ever win it before Travis Hunter. So, yes, Steve McNair finished third in the Heisman voting in 1994 and went on to become a Pro Bowler with the Titans after being drafted by the Houston Oilers.
Did he play Nebraska that year?
Oh, boy, that's a good question. I don't know.
Okay. I mean, I know there's all sorts of teams that played Nebraska early on in those Big 8 days. Those non-conference games weren't exactly tough by any means.
What year was that?
That was 1994.
Yeah, 1994.
Tony, if you were wondering, the last time that a quarterback was not in the top 2, that would have been 2015. If you're wondering the last time a quarterback wasn't in the top 3, you got to go back all the way to 1980.
See,
I was ready. I thought this was going to be my time to shine.
I will say this. Not surprisingly, we did get a correct text answer from here in Texas from
Jeff
the
Gogarty,
Gogartys,
yeah.
except for it was Karen Gogarty that beat him to the right answer. How about that?
She's got your number too, huh, Tony?
Well, no, Jeff texted. He said that Karen beat him to the
I was like, man, you must spend more time with the Gogartys than I think you do. Good Lord.
I do not see Nebraska on the
I thought you were gonna
1994 Alcorn State
Okay,
schedule.
all right. It must have been somebody else. I mean, I thought you were going to stay at the hotel with JJ and Don when we went down for that last game against Trinity Valley, but you stayed at the Gogartys. That was good.
Even though there was Duke stuff all over the place, I still swallowed my pride.
And Oklahoma stuff all over, which you apparently are not bothered by anymore.
Not at all. We've had a change of heart there.
So from the 12-yard line, the Reavers will start this possession. Hunter Deckers and the Reavers have really lost the zip that they had. Daniel Swinney in the backfield. Let's see what they can get going on this drive here in the third quarter. They lead at 17-14, but as they say, the lead tenuous as of right now. Stroh's daughter, Emily, being featured on ESPNU as they come out. And again, NebraskaMed.com/kidney donor is how you can sign yourself up to be a kidney donor. Hand off to Daniel Swinney. He'll push the pile. Man, the pile really moving, and it will get the Reavers past the 15 to the 16-yard line. Again, Emily going through dialysis 3 times a week. She is in need of a transplant. And my good friend Michelle happens to be my roommate, and also we got married this summer. She, of course, works in that department where they do the typing for the donors and make sure that they are matches in that. So again, NebraskaMed.com/kidney donor is where you can find out how you can become a living donor for those that are needing a transplant, including Emily Strohmeyer, the daughter of head coach Scott Strohmeyer and his wife Carla. So an injury timeout is not going to be needed because they will walk off the injured man on the play. It was Kedrick Walker, the linebacker. Yes, Tony.
I was going to point out just before this drive that it's not too late for Iowa Western to try to start getting Swinney going in the running game because they seem to kind of gotten away from it in the second quarter. Still plenty of time left to make that a big part of the offense tonight.
Well, those passes were just falling into the arms of Reaver receivers, and now they'll give it to Swinney again, and he goes right back to the 16. That's it. So third down and 6 to go for Iowa Western, deep in their own territory. This is clearly not 4-down territory, so you've got to find something. Got to find something here for Iowa Western to get some momentum going on.
Yeah, it's like you need that big play. You know, they came out, it was a 3-and-out, and then like you felt like it was going somewhere. Hopefully you can get a big play here on third down.
Jonah DuPont starting to walk down the field just in case he's needed. Can the Reavers convert here and keep this drive alive? 17-14, Hutchinson trying to balance the defense. Here comes pressure. Decker steps out of one play. Now he'll set up. There's a dart, and it's short to Titus Myers. Again, it was Deckers throwing off of his back foot. Really wasn't planted. And the ball falls short as expected when you see that kind of toss. So another drive stalls out, didn't really even get going for the Reavers, and DuPont will punt from his own end zone.
Reavers were 5 of 10, now 5 of 11 on third downs. The Blue Dragons 6 of 12.
And Goldsby will be at the 45-yard line awaiting this kick from DuPont. He is kicking with a light wind. And here comes the snap. A little bit low, gets it off. Wobbly kick. Goldsby at the 43-yard line. One man got a hand on him, and now the Reavers will give chase, trying to keep him at bay, and they will drop him down at the 43-yard line, punching the ball out, or trying to, where the Reavers special teams. So Goldsby puts him in pretty good field position, and here comes the dark side again. Didn't get much of a rest, although with those timeouts built into this one, they're getting more than they normally would. And again, it's a cool night, so you almost want to get back out there if you're either position group.
Yeah, and I mean, again, unfortunate because you felt like the first couple of drives, the Reavers had all the offensive momentum, and now it's like we're not having the momentum whatsoever go in our favor.
From the 43, Prosper is in motion. To the far side, he'll be matched up with Panase. Collier drops back to pass. Now he steps out. There's another block in the back, not called by the official, and it's Collier that is going to be tripped up down the field. Solid tackle by Jalen Bain Peterson. And again, Collier really limping after every play. It's the national championship game, though, so he is gutting it out from the 36-yard line now of Iowa Western. Another giant chunk of yardage. Good Lord. 20-plus yards that time. Wayman Jordan feeling his way out. He'll feel his way into a tackle by the Reavers, and they're going to smart that as a 1-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and 11.
21-yard rush by Collier puts him up over 100 on the day.
He's having his way. He's finding those open spaces, and the Reavers are unable to get to him. Again, the pocket collapsing, and he's just stepping right through the holes.
And he's calling for a sub.
So here comes your backup quarterback. On 2nd and 11, he saw enough, and he wasn't even in on that last play. Christian Johnson is the man that comes in on the season. He has thrown for nearly 1,000 yards, 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. He's rushed for 312 yards as well, so he's got some feet. Watch out for him. Johnson ready. He's got Jordan to his right. He'll hand it off to Jordan. And Wayman Jordan again going to be contacted in the backfield. He'll get a few yards out of it. They'll mark the ball to 39, check that the 34-yard line. And so they'll give him 4 yards on the carry. It'll be 3rd down and 7 for the Hutchinson Blue Dragons.
And I think the biggest difference for me watching Jordan run is, I mean, in that first game, it felt like he could just go kind of off tackle, off guard, and find a little lane and then turn it into 6 yards. And that's where the Reavers are doing a good job of really clogging up the line of scrimmage for him.
Johnson behind center. Here comes the snap. He'll throw on 3rd and long. Throws to the far side. Panase gets turned around. And what happened there? He just lets him go, and Hutchinson has a lead.
Well, I mean, his arm was extended as in the receiver. I didn't know if maybe something else if they got tangled up or what happened. But you're right. He just stopped right there about the 8-yard line.
So Johnson throws his 7th touchdown pass of the game. Right into that far right corner, and it's right into the arms of Trey Brown, and Panase must have lost the ball in the lights because he stopped at around the 3, and Brown just kept rolling. It's 20-17. The Blue Dragons have overcome a 14-0 deficit to take the lead here in the 3rd quarter with 5:11 to play. Berger's extra point puts them up 21-17, and the Reavers trail by 4. First time down in this one. And it's getting a little bit later in this one. 20 minutes to play. Iowa Western trails for the first time as Hutchinson has taken the lead on the Reavers Sports Network.
The radio home of the RSN, 89.7 The River.
Programming on the Reavers Sports Network is brought to you by Hy-Vee Supermarkets. Hy-Vee says get ready for more with Hy-Vee Perks Plus. A Hy-Vee Perks Plus membership provides savings on fuel with every in-store and online plus purchase. Hy-Vee Perks Plus also offers deals and offers weekly and monthly. With Hy-Vee Perks Plus, the Redline Hotline deal is available for just about anything, with complimentary standard delivery for qualifying orders and complimentary express pickup. More online at Hy-Vee.com/perks. Hy-Vee Supermarkets, supporting the RSN.
Iowa Western football plays on the Reaver Sports.
Still not sure why the defensive back stopped running on that play, but doesn't matter. The points are on the board. Trey Brown with the catch, and it's 21-17 as Samari Collier was out for 2 plays. Nestisberger will kick this one off to the Reavers. Fresh Walters deep. Fresh tracking it back. Will take it just shy of the goal line. Can't handle the initial contact. Picks it up at the 2. Fresh makes a cut, another cut, and he will be down around the 16-yard line.
There's a dive on the pile after.
Yeah. I mean, I'm shocked there has not been an unsportsmanlike conduct flag in this entire game.
You didn't see it against GMC last week with Hutchinson. Why would you see it now in the national championship game? They're pulling the same crap that they pulled last week. So here we go. Reavers have got it. They'll mark it at the 15 instead of the 16 where the forward progress was.
I'm with you on that one, Josh, by the way. There's been a lot of extracurriculars after plays, and I'm surprised that the officials haven't tried to take some kind of charge in this game.
That time it was Maurice Harrell that did it, coming up from the end zone side to jump on the pile. Deckers and the Reavers trail by 4. Fake handoff. Quick throw to the outside. It's shy of Fresh Walters. And right now, Hunter Deckers is just off kilter a little bit.
Yeah, again, you see the pass come in a little low. And hopefully everything's okay. We did see him take a sack at the end of the second quarter, but I would assume that things are fine there.
So second down at 10. Ball again at their own 15-yard line. Reavers have not had good field position as of late. And the Hutch Blue Dragon defense, they were shell-shocked to start this one. They have certainly recovered. Daniel Swinney in the backfield. Deckers, there's a little throw out to Swinney. Daniel makes a cut, makes another man miss, and he's all the way up to the 24-yard line, a near first down for the Reavers.
Yeah, just use that penetration from the defensive line and run a little halfback screen. Swinney does a good job of making sure to secure the catch and then heading upfield using his blocks.
So the ball spotted at the 24. It's 3rd down and 1 for the Reavers. Got to give it to Swinney and let him get a yard, right? Hunch with 6 men, now 7 men in the box. Swinney will be dropped in the backfield. Wow, loses a yard, and they'll pick him up at the 23-yard line. That's not at all what the offensive line was looking to provide, and here comes Jonah DuPont to kick it away again. The Reavers are down 4. They can't afford to give up much more, and Hutch certainly feeling themselves as the defense heads to that far sideline.
Yeah, and again, the Blue Dragons are going to get excellent field position out of this punt more than likely.
So holding his way was the linebacker Jaquel Mack, and he's the one that got in on that tackle. Reavers will kick it away again. DuPont has done a good job so far. Light pressure and another perfect spiraling kick. Goldsby with the catch at the 27-yard line. Lots of room to run for Goldsby, and he's going right up the middle. Cordell Goldsby's going to return the punt for his 2nd of the year. Touchdown Hutchinson, and the Reavers are reeling. 73 yards on the kick return for Cordell Goldsby. My goodness. So now the Reavers are experiencing exactly what Hutch was at the beginning of this game. And Nestisberger on for another PAT.
Well, and it's going to be a gut check time for the Reavers. They're going to have that conversation over on the sideline. You know, now you're the ones that got punched in the mouth. They came out in this third quarter.
How are you going to react?
How are you going to react to it?
Reavers will run the PAT block team on. Blaze Hoover will get set to hold for the Blue Dragons. 27-17. They've outscored the Reavers 27-3 since about midway through the first quarter. Reavers will bring somebody on late. This will put him up 11 if he can hammer it home, and he does. So we will take a break. 3:26 remaining in the third quarter. Lots of football to play, but right now it's the Blue Dragons looking to steal one away from the Iowa Western Reavers in Canyon, Texas. This is the NJCAA Division I Football Championship game on the Reaver Sports Network.
The radio home of the RSN, 89.7 The River.
The RSN is supported by Baird Home Attorneys at Law. Baird Home LLP is committed to connecting each of its valued clients to the positive outcomes they seek. With extensive and diverse expertise and an integrated team of more than 100 attorneys, Baird Home leverages a diverse range of skills to respond efficiently to local, regional, national, and international legal needs. For over 150 years, Baird Home LLP, representing the communities the Reavers call home, and proud to support the RSN.
Radio from Iowa Western Community College, KIWR, Council Bluffs, Omaha, 89.7 The River.
Sales Up. On the Reaver Sports Network.
Got to have that positivity back on the Reaver side of things. It has been a lot of points scored, and the Hutchinson sideline celebrating, as they should be. Again, 2-score game now. The Reavers had a 2-score lead. Hutchinson fought back and took it back. It'll be taken by the up man calling for the fair catch, so they'll have it at the 25-yard line after Jackson Nave will not bother returning that one. Reavers get a good field position to start. The 25 is certainly better than the last 2 drives, Russ, and they tried the Daniel Swinney thing last time out, and it looked like that little dump off may have had them with some momentum, but again, just an absolute stuff by the Hutch defense on that 3rd and 1.
Yeah, and I really feel like it's just this defensive line that have Hunter out of his rhythm. They're making him uncomfortable. They're forcing him to keep trying to flee the pocket.
He's one of 6 in this quarter.
Yeah.
So here we go with Swinney to the right of the left-handed throwing Hunter Deckers. Man in motion is Swinney. Here comes the defensive line again. Deckers, and there's a hold, and he's going to go down. Wow.
Flag thrown on the play, though. They found that one.
Marshawn Oxley with the sack.
You can see him just try to do that little spin out of the pressure, and when he did, he ran right into another defender that was kind of going around the outside wheel.
Well, good job by the defensive secondary to hold things at bay and not give him anybody to throw to.
Holding. Offense, number 73. Penalties
They're going to decline the penalty because of the sack, and it will be 2nd down. Where are they marking that football? Back at the 15. So without the hold, it's still a 2nd and 20. Oxley with the tackle. Marshawn Oxley, first teamer on that Jayhawk all-conference team. Empty backfield now. Trips to the near side. Deckers again will have to throw quickly. He gets it to Fresh Walters. Walters at the 25 and spins down as it's crunched around the 28-yard line.
I mean, that's a really great makeup on that pass and catch. That's more of what we need to see, though. We got to see that consistently and need to somehow find it in you to extend this drive. You don't want to do another 3-and-out.
So 3rd down now and 8 to go. They need the 35-yard line. Ball spotted at the 27. It'll be Trevor Burnett in the mix now. Fresh Walters will sprint out to the right side. Titus Myers isolated by himself on the near side. Deckers has time to throw this time. He'll dump it out to Burnett. Can he make some space? He cannot. Tackled for a loss at the 26-yard line, and the punting unit back out again. Great tackle by number 0 on the play. That is Lamadrick Spencer, the nickel back. And it is not good for the Reavers right now. The Hutchinson Blue Dragons have completely flipped this game around.
Yeah. 21 points in a quarter will definitely do that for you, and they're probably looking for more.
2 of those touchdowns without the aid of their starting quarterback.
So DuPont again, back deep to kick on 4th down and 9 to go. Gets it away, and it's Goldsby that will watch it bounce. Goldsby will field the ball and will take it up the sideline to the 32-yard line. So even when they're not sure about what's happening, they're still taking some risk, and you can afford to do that. Now up 11 points and with the football.
On most of these punts tonight, and especially the punt that went back for a touchdown, Iowa Western's team going downfield and pursuing is over-pursuing on every single occasion. When the guy has the chance to make the first hit on him, he's already passed him in both cases, and there were like 4 cases in that one run alone. So by the time the guy stuck out an arm, he was already past him.
So here we go. Christian Johnson still in the ball game, and I would imagine we'll see a heavy dose of run with a 2-score lead and just 1:45 left in the 3rd. That would be the smart way to go. Let's see if they take that route. Johnson will hand it off to Wayman Jordan. Jordan to the outside. Lucas Struck will force him to the outside and will make his way back to the field after Jordan gains a couple on the play.
Yeah, just making sure he doesn't have room to run and break upfield.
Well, and the good news is he's out of bounds, so it stopped the clock briefly.
Dallas wants a late hit. Not
Why?
going to get it, obviously.
There was no late hit. I mean, are you watching your team play?
The play began inbounds, and Lucas finished the play.
Again, he was running toward that side.
Yeah.
He could have let go, and he still would have fallen down. That's my point. He didn't jump on him after the fact or hit him on the line after he'd already crossed the border. Christian Johnson at the 30, ball at the 35.
Got it.
They turn, handoff again to Wayman Jordan. This time he's got a little bit more room, and he'll get to the 38-yard line. And it will be 3rd down and 4 to go. To the 42 is where they need. And the Reavers have got to come up with a stop here. 57 seconds and counting, and Hutch is just going to play the clock. I wouldn't be surprised if they try to bait the Reavers into this run-only type of action and see Christian Johnson throw it.
And that's one thing that I heard Coach Black say, be ready for it. They're going to, at some point, do that little fake handoff and dump over the middle.
Well, Jordan in front of Johnson this time, so I doubt it happens here. Play action. It will be Jordan to the outside. Jerome Baker giving chase, and he's going to come up empty. Lucas Struck saves the tackle, or saves the score by cutting down Wayman Jordan just past the 45-yard line.
And again, the Reavers had him ready to, try to force the 3rd down stop, and they just can't quite do it.
First down at the 41-yard line.
So all the way to the 41, a first down after they come up with a big play on that 3rd down and long. And that will do it for the 3rd quarter. We're into the 4th, 11-point lead. Former Reaver Tony Coling celebrating. He hasn't self-destructed yet. We can only hope as we head to the 4th. It's Iowa Western trailing 28-17 on the ScoreVision scoreboard from Canyon, Texas. This is the NJCAA Division I championship game on the Reaver Sports Network.
The radio home of the RSN, 89.7 The River.
The Reaver Sports Network is presented by Phil's Comfort Zone. Football season means cooler weather, and Phil's Comfort Zone can get the furnace tuned up for those cold days ahead. Phil's Comfort Zone has over 40 years of experience in the HVAC industry and can do everything from tune-ups to whole house overhauls for achieving maximum comfort. Phil'sComfortZone.com has all the details. That's Phil'sComfortZone.com. Phil's Comfort Zone, heating, air conditioning, and air quality experts. Phil's Comfort Zone is the official HVAC of the Reaver Sports Network. The Reaver Sports Network is brought to you by Arrow Towing, serving the Metro 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Arrow's experienced drivers and large fleet of trucks and equipment handle a variety of towing, recovery, and hauling needs throughout the Metro and beyond. For 50 years, Arrow Towing has been providing towing, recovery, roadside, hauling, jump starts, lockouts, fuel delivery, and more. More information online at arrowtowing.com. Available in Omaha, Council Bluffs, and beyond. Arrow Towing supports the Reavers on the RSN.
The Reaver Sports Network is supported by Downtown Chiropractic with 2 locations in Bennington and the historic Mastercraft building in North Downtown Omaha. Chiropractic medicine serves to improve health, reducing risk of pain and illness with tailored programs to serve an individual's specific needs using the least invasive but effective techniques and services, adjustments, therapy, and more. Appointments at downtownchiro.com. Downtown Chiropractic supports the Reavers.
The Reaver Sports Network is brought to you by Arrow Towing,
State Farm Insurance and agent Judd Knispel. With over 26 years of serving both Southwest Iowa and the greater Omaha area, Judd proudly supports the Reavers and the community he lives in. Online quotes available for auto and motorcycle, RV, home and condo, business, boat, and even pet insurance. Renter's insurance is available as well for that student in your life. JuddKnispel.com. That's State Farm Insurance agent Judd Knispel, supporting the Reavers on the RSN.
Iowa Western football plays.
28-17 your score. Hutchinson in the lead. They score 21 points in the 3rd quarter and take control of this ball game. 15 minutes to play. Reavers have got a 1st and 10 they're countering right now for the Hutchinson Blue Dragons. It's Hutch again with their backup quarterback, Christian Johnson, who played against the Reavers in that first game. Samari Collier Has anybody looked for him on the sideline lately?
Yeah, I've seen him over there, and he kind of has his one foot that he's not putting much weight on at all and keeping it up even as he stands there.
He'd been limping for quite some time and finally had enough. Reaver Darkside, they were already out there. They've sent him off because the Red Hat, the timeout official, still standing on the field right now.
When Collier initially went to the sideline, didn't go to a trainer's table, nobody checked on him. He just kind of hanging around on the bench back there.
Well, he has played, Christian Johnson has his share of downs this season. Samari Collier is the man that leads the crew. So from the 41-yard line, number 10, Christian Johnson, the redshirt freshman out of Montgomery, Florida, is ready to go. Had those tall red socks on during pregame. Now it's tall black socks. And there's 15 minutes on the clock. The Reavers are going to have to make something magical happen here as they trail by 2 scores starting the fourth quarter, and they do not have possession of the football. Big old number 88, Landon Shepard, the H-back, will block. Hand off to Wayman Jordan going down. My goodness. Davion McLilly-Bulow, if only he had those quick hands just like he's got the quick feet, he absolutely drills Wayman Jordan in the backfield, and it will be 2nd down and long. They'll put that football all the way back to the 45. 2nd and 14 now.
He was shot out of cannon. I mean, they know exactly what they're going to do, right? And, and that's what they did, and they were prepared for it.
Well, that's the scary part because you've got a couple of guys out there, Sally and Prosper, on that far sideline that can absolutely fly as far as the receivers go. 2nd down and 14. Johnson, play action. Here it comes. There's a hold of a jersey and then a trip. The ball down to Prosper, incomplete. He was well out of bounds, and it will be 3rd down and 14.
Yeah, again, we see the holds, and we're just not.
Well, I mean, the jersey holds is what's killing me. Like the jersey is off of the back of it, and those jerseys are tight, Russ. They are very tight. So in order to get that to pop off the pads like that, you've got to have a hold of it. It's not like the wind's blowing it.
Letting them play, as they say.
28-17. It's 3rd down and 14. Ball at the 45-yard line of Iowa Western. Reavers hoping to force a punting situation as Hutch continues to bleed the clock. We're down near the 14-minute mark. It stops on the incomplete pass. Prosper in motion. Johnson will throw. Steps up in the pocket, and he's going down. Yes, he is. The Reavers get an initial spot on him. Jerome Baker, the first hit, and then a couple of other guys in to make sure that he stays down, and the clock will tick under 14 on this change of possession.
There you go. The defense comes up. I mean, all of these drives are going to be important. If you're the defense, you got to do everything you can to keep points off the board with the Reavers trailing 28-17 here in the fourth.
Let's see what Lucci Fedoni can make happen. He stands at his own 10-yard line. And it looks like we've got Davis Barr back in to kick this one away. Blaze Huber had taken everything but the first punt of the game until now. And gets it away. Man, look at that kick. It's going to sail over Fedoni's head and bounce. And it will bounce backwards, and it's going to be a little bit of a break for the Reavers, but not much. They'll start at their own 8-yard line. My goodness.
Ball down at the 8-yard line.
It's a good punt. I mean, that
Excellent
backspin
punt.
on it.
That's why he's a first-teamer as far as the conference picks go. So the Reavers are going to have to cover 92 yards to get a touchdown out of this.
First drive was a similar length, if I'm not mistaken.
93.
So the sticks will race down, sets the play clock, sets the plays. 1st down and 10 for Iowa Western from the 8-yard line. Daniel Swinney, play action, quick throw to the outside. Fresh Walters has got a little space. Fresh Walters bulldozes a man as he's up near a 1st down, and it looks like they're going to give him a full-fledged 1st down on that particular play as Fresh Walters uses some strength to move the chains.
Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, you don't have to score it all in one play, but you want to keep kind of that tempo going.
So Deckers will set things up. 13 minutes is here and now gone. Under 13 minutes on the clock. It's still ticking. Here's the snap to Deckers. Hunter cocking, firing, and I don't know that Fresh was ready for that pass. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
That brings up 2nd and 10.
Looked like he caught Fresh by surprise on that particular play. Lucci Fedoni will run in.
They just posted the total yardage from the third quarter, 150 to 13.
Wow, that's not good at all. Let's hope that this fourth quarter changes. Already 2 minutes gone. The clock stopping on the incompletion at 12:54. 28-17 on the ScoreVision scoreboard. Lucci Fedoni in motion. A quad set of receivers on the near side. They'll whip it out to Fedoni. Trying to turn the corner, does so. Stays in bounds, still on his feet. Fedoni all the way to the 35, and another full-fledged first down on some acrobatic moves by number 11.
And just make sure to get a hand down and stayed on his feet. Hopefully he's okay. Kind of looked like he got up kind of slow at the end of that play. But that's some of the momentum that you need to start building if you're the offense.
Get him a quick sub. 12:26 now as the first down and 10 play will be another pass by Deckers. Hunter sidesteps the defensive lineman. Quick pass outside, and it's incomplete. Reaching out, trying to haul it in. And coming up empty was Javen Moore. So second down and 10. Clock stops at 12:17. And it would have been a short gain, but it would have kept you ahead of the chains by about 4 yards, 5 yards.
Yeah, it looked like he caught it 3 different times before it falls to the turf.
Second down and 10.
Got a Hutch player down at about the 50.
Yeah, and another to the sideline, slow to go as well. So a cool night, but it looks like a lot of cramping going on. And now he's walking off, a little stiff on the leg, I guess. Just needed to be helped up. That is number 16 that makes his way to the sideline. Shandavian Barkley, that has been pretty productive. Bradley, Shandavian Bradley tonight. 12:17 is where the clock is stopped. Second down and 10 Reavers. Some fresh bodies in for Hutch. And a deep running back in for the Reavers. It'll be Burnett. He'll swing to the outside. There's a strike thrown, and right at the marker. That should be a first down.
Should be.
They're going to say move the chains. How about that? Titus Myers was right where he needed to be at the 45, and the chains move one more time. 12:04 and counting. Reavers are moving it, but not quickly enough for my liking. The clock really the enemy right now, down 11 points, 28-17, first down and 10. Knocking on the door of Hutch territory. There's a ball to Keon Brown at the 35, and he's out of bounds to stop the clock for the Reavers.
Well, seeing him getting involved in the game again, and that's good to see. Hunter's been able to really spread the ball around to different receivers, and I think you're getting to the point where they're giving him the underneath stuff, and they just keep kind of going down methodically down this field, but it's taking that time, like you've been saying.
Fifth catch of the game for Keon. 8 receivers have caught a pass tonight.
11.5 to play. Reavers have got another first down and 10 brought to you by Full Fledged Brewing Company. Burnett in motion. Play action. Now right down the middle of the field. Fresh Walters. Touchdown. No. It falls out of his hands and incomplete. It'll be second and 10. The Reavers miss a golden opportunity.
Broken up by Bryce.
And he's still down there in the end zone. Right on the E of Buffaloes.
11:17 to play.
Of an offensive player.
So the timeout for injury, and it looks like we will go to break as well on the TV side of things.
Real quick, Titus Myers did enter the top 10 for receivers all time as he gets those 53 yards he needed. He's at 58 now, and we will come back as the injury timeout. Fresh still on that E. We will bring it back on the Reaver Sports Network.
Ready, 1.
The Reaver Sports Network is presented by Phil's Comfort Zone. Football season means cooler weather, and Phil's Comfort Zone can get the furnace tuned up for those cold days ahead. Phil's Comfort Zone has over 40 years of experience in the HVAC industry and can do everything from tune-ups to whole house overhauls for achieving maximum comfort. Phil'sComfortZone.com has all the details. That's Phil'sComfortZone.com. Phil's Comfort Zone, heating, air conditioning, and air quality experts.
The RSN is supported by Papa
the
John's
official
of Council Bluffs.
HVAC of
Papa
the
John's
Reaver
at 8th
Sports
and Broadway
Network.
delivers throughout Council Bluffs, including the Iowa Western campus. Custom-made pizzas and sides for delivery or pickup. Personalized orders can be created online at papajohns.com. That's papajohns.com. Phone orders at 712-322-7272. Papa John's, not just pizza, papadillas, wings, Papa Bowls, sides, and drinks. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's supports the RSN.
The RSN is supported by Commonwealth Electric Company of the Midwest, a 100% employee-owned, full-service electrical and low-voltage contractor in Iowa, Nebraska, and beyond. Commonwealth Electric, specializing in large and small-scale commercial and industrial work, from pre-construction to service and maintenance. Commonwealth Electric, offering a full suite of services covering an entire project's life cycle. More at CommonwealthElectric.com. Commonwealth Electric, exceeding the needs and expectations of those they serve and committed to excellence, just like the Reavers and the RSN. The Reaver Sports Network is brought to you by State Farm Insurance and agent Judd Knispel. With over 26 years of serving both Southwest Iowa and the greater Omaha area, Judd proudly supports the Reavers and the community he lives in. Online quotes available for auto and motorcycle, RV, home and condo, business, boat, and even pet insurance. Renter's insurance is available as well for that student in your life. JuddKnispel.com. That's State Farm Insurance agent Judd Knispel, supporting the Reavers on the RSN.
This is the Reaver Sports Network.
Out of the timeouts, Reavers with a 2nd down and 10. Hopefully Fresh is okay and is able to get back out there eventually here in this 4th quarter. Jake Ryan, Russ Nelson, Papa John's broadcast booth. Josh Hodson and Tony Boone also along for the ride tonight. Reavers down to the 35 of Hutchinson on a pretty good drive so far. It's burnt about 2 minutes, though, off of that clock, and the Reavers trailing by 2 scores will have to come up with a defensive stop in order to get things going if they can score here. Deckers again to pass, throws down the middle of the field, and that one intended, it looked like, for Navy and Cargill, dangerously close to a Hutchinson defensive back, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Yeah, it looked like he had him, and you saw the 2 defenders converging on Cargill as the pass kind of goes a little long.
Hunter Deckers has thrown how many times on this drive? Josh, can you check that stat for me? It doesn't. They haven't run it very much. Obviously trying to keep the clock preserved in their favor. They've got all 3 timeouts and the 2-minute as well. And I know there's 11-13, but you've got to be considering that on this drive. They got to get a first down here. 3rd down and 10. Deckers again. Here comes the blitz. Quick throw out to the outside, and it's Burnett that stays inbounds, tiptoes down the sideline, and he's got a first down. What an effort by Trevor Burnett all the way down to the 22-yard line. And now some penalty markers coming in with some extracurricular activities after the fact.
Let's hope that is not going to go against Iowa Western after picking up that first down.
What an effort by Trevor Burnett. Hopefully it doesn't cost the Reavers when it's all said and done. I mean, look at it again. Decker's just standing in the pocket, and Burnett able to tiptoe all the way inside the 20 and says first down. And now, who was it that went after somebody else?
Hutch number 11 was in on whatever happened after the play.
Well, yeah, I saw, but it was the offensive lineman for the Reavers,
right,
though. Here's the call. Maybe.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense, number 11.
So there you go.
After this, we go.
The read, it was Marshawn Oxley who's been in on several things tonight. And again, the Reavers have got to remind themselves, they've got to remind their teammates that when you retaliate, I mean, the play just kept going. It was an offensive lineman, I believe, pushing Oxley through the rest of the play, and he took offense to it. So now it's first down and goal to go from the 10-yard line for the Reavers. 10:58 to go. Here's a little razzle-dazzle. Keon Brown, can he get to the end zone? Gets away from one man, and he does.
Yes.
Fire the cannons. 10-yard touchdown run for the Reavers. And they're on the board and down just one score at 28.
Well, we've seen that little reverse. A lot of times we see that run with Fresh. Fresh is not there. Keon is picking up the slack and uses that speed to get around the corner and jump into the end zone.
Just a little flip by Deckers. Keon runs into it. Great blocking by the Reavers to seal the edge. And the extra point coming for Iowa Western as Max Bartachek will try to put his 3rd of the night through.
Looks like they might go for 2 here, Jake.
So they will go for 2. Okay. Do they call a timeout? They had to have, right? They've got to. 5 seconds on the play clock. And so they'll burn one of their timeouts. So a 2-point conversion coming up for the Reavers. And just a great run by Keon Brown to get away. His 2nd score of the night, and it's good to see him having a wonderful game after being out of a couple. So the Reavers call their timeout. It's the first of this second half, and it's brought to you by our friends at Arrow Towing. Whether it's a tow that you need, whether it's some gas in the gas tank, or whether you just need a startup, they are there for it. They'll need a tire change. They can handle that as well. I've done that in the bitter cold. They've got the right equipment, right, to make that stuff happen fast.
That's right.
So arrowtowing.com is where you can find them in Omaha and Council Bluffs. I've heard Brad tell stories about how they've gone farther than that to help out somebody in need. Arrow Towing, a fine sponsor of the Reaver Sports Network. So the Reavers will go for 2. Fresh Walters, good news. He is back in the ball game, and here he comes. Deckers with Burnett. Titus Myers lined up tight as well. Javen Moore. It's a tight formation, and now Burnett will sprint out to the far left side toward that Hutchinson sideline. A 2-point conversion would make it 28-25 and get him within a field goal. Deckers with Fresh Walters in the backfield. Here comes Burnett in motion. They fake it, and it'll be Deckers that will throw to Walters, and he's got it. Does he inbounds? I'll say no. He was pushed out of bounds by the defensive back, and the Reavers come up empty and will need a touchdown to take the lead in this one. They will not be within 3 or 4 for that matter. 28-23 your score as Iowa Western comes up empty on a 2-point conversion that would have gotten them within a Max Bartachek PAT. There's the play again. And you know what? I don't know. You got to look at that toe again, guys, because they just showed it again on the big board. It was similar to that Javen Moore score, but they will go to timeout. We'll go to it with them, and we'll be back in a moment with the Reavers down a score now here on the RSN.
NJCAA student athletes to be
Radio home of the RSN, 89.7 The River.
The Reaver Sports Network is brought to you by Leach Camper Sales in Council Bluffs. Leach Camper, the RSN's go-to for RVs, fifth wheels, travel trailers, and pop-up campers. Leach Camper on Veterans Memorial Highway and online at leachcamper.com. With sales, leasing, and rental units to meet the perfect vacation or extended stay checklist. Leach Camper not only sells, they service too, with an award-winning service team that can fix nearly any recreational vehicle issue. Leachcamper.com, part of the Priority RV Network. Leach Camper, where the coffee's always on. Supporters of the RSN.
The Reaver Sports Network is brought to you by Barley's Bar and Grill. Barley's on the historic 100 block of Broadway in Council Bluffs has everything from burgers, sandwiches, and wings to pizza, salads, and of course, a variety of tap beers, from domestic to craft and everything to make cocktails on the favorites list. Barley's, with plenty of space for big parties or just a party of 2. Full menu with online ordering available at barleysbar.com. Barley's on the 100 block, home of the cheeses. Barley's Bar and Grill supports the Reavers and the RSN.
Supported by Downtown Chiropractic with 2 locations in Bennington and the historic Mastercraft building in North Downtown Omaha. Chiropractic medicine serves to improve health, reducing risk of pain and illness with tailored programs to serve an individual's specific needs using the least invasive but effective techniques and services, adjustments, therapy, and more. Appointments at downtownchiro.com. Downtown Chiropractic supports the Reavers.
Sales up.
From Bain Schaefer Buffalo Stadium in Canyon, Texas, Iowa Western trails by a score of 28-23. Your Leach Camper Drive summary: 10 plays, 93 yards, took 2 minutes and 34 seconds off the clock. It was an 11-yard run from Keon Brown from the wide receiver position they go for 2. It was a catch, but ruled out of bounds, so the two-point attempt no good. And the score, once again, Iowa Western trailing 28-23, 10:52 here in the fourth quarter.
So here we go with Max Bartachek, Cordell Goldsby to the near side. They'll go with a short kick and a fair catch called for around the 32, maybe the 31. We'll see where they spot that football as the up man smartly reached up and grabbed it out of the air before it could bounce. I think Goldsby might have had a track on that. But again, it's the dark side that's going to need to make a play. We talked about it during the break, is that this is where the defensive score would greatly help you, and they have not had one of those this season.
Yeah, I mean, defensive score or just immediately shut them down. I mean, I'll take either one, but defensive score would be nice to somehow get the ball out of their hands and immediately put it in better field position for your offense.
Matt Z, the man that made the catch on the fair catch. Christian Johnson still out on the field for the Hutch Blue Dragons, and they will get a quick stop, a half-a-yard gain for Wayman Jordan Jr. As the Reavers are looking to grab their 3rd straight national championship. 10:38 to go. I know that you said that drive only took 2:34. Why did it feel like it took so much longer?
Well, because we're counting seconds right now.
Another injury timeout for the Reavers. Fresh was the last man that was helped off. This time it looks like it's Davion McLilly-Bulow who that's what I said we needed. We needed a pick 6 by 43. Wouldn't that be nice? And right now he is, again, it looks like a lot of cramps out there. Is it Jerome Baker, not McLilley?
I thought
see.
it was Baker,
Okay.
but the 2 and the 3 look
Yeah,
alike.
again, that's my fault. I
No.
shouldn't have assumed. And
Yeah, right there is McLilley.
yeah, I see him. Tony saw him. We're good.
That is tough to. Those two numbers are probably hard. They are such similar builds.
Well, these jerseys are. I'm telling you, when we came the other day to the stadium to help on the hype video shoot, the guys had to put their jerseys on, and Hunter Decker's jersey, so tight. I'm like, do you need help? He's like, yeah, I do, because he couldn't find his strap for his chest plate, and it was buried up underneath his jersey. And let me tell you, I could barely get my hands in between the jersey and the chest and the back pad in order to get it for him. But I'm telling you, those that would give me claustrophobia, right? I mean, you get in one of those, you're like, help me get out. Now we know why they cut the 44 off of Brody Taggart when he was hurt at Garden City.
Exactly.
Dark Side asking for their fans to get loud.
So again, it is a cramping situation for Jerome Baker. It's just cold enough, and it's so dry here that I think that's probably contributing to a little bit of dehydration. Trip set for Hutch to the far side. Will they send a man in motion, or will they run this as is? Christian Johnson will just run it as is. He'll drop back to pass, races out, throws down the field, and it is incomplete. Reaching up and nearly getting a hand on it was Santana Miller. And that one is just incomplete as it falls short. It's going to be 3rd down now and 9 to go.
Stops the clock.
Exactly. Stops the clock. And you would assume they're going to pass it again. Although at this point, I don't want to try to predict what they're going to do.
This is where you hope our guy Tony self-destructs a little bit by overthinking things. You got to walk away from the Reavers and go to their rival. I mean, that's on you, my friends. That's on you. So here we go. Johnson. Just a straight drop back this time. Reavers bringing pressure. Chucks it and way far away from anybody. Who could have been in that area? Nobody. And it's 4th down. What do you see, Tony?
Well, I see that the receiver turned and was screaming at the quarterback like they had different things in mind.
Yeah.
He was going deep. He was going to curl after the sticks. And the play obviously went awry because of that.
Well, and Ja'Cory Thomas was just holding his hand up in the air, like gesturing. He was in the middle of the field, like, why are you throwing over there? So they will bring on the punting unit again, and it will be Blaze Hoover, who we've seen for all but 2 punts. Last time in, it was Davis Barr that pinned the Reavers deep. Hoover steps out to the right and gets this one away. Lucci Fedoni calls for a fair catch at the 20, and that's where the Reavers will have the football. Flip to the official, and here we go. 1st and 10, Iowa Western from the 20-yard line.
Let's go, boys. Real quick, some numbers on Keon Brown. He's got 90 all-purpose yards and 2 touchdowns. That's his 2nd best game of the season. He had 138 yards against Hutch. So good to see Keon getting back in the rhythm of things.
Absolutely, and couldn't have picked a better game when Fresh has been quiet. Obviously, he's had a couple of good plays. Titus has had a pretty good catch, but Hutchinson focusing on those guys has left Keon Brown kind of open for those big plays. So the Reavers are ready. It will be a carry. And I don't know what happened there. It looked like, was that Burnett that just ran right in? It looked like he ran right into the side of the defensive back, number 95. Nope, number 97, Jeffrey Manns.
Yeah, that was confusing because I thought he had some, if he cutting out to the outside, had a lot of room.
A gain of 1, 2nd and 9. Again, 9:30 and counting here at Bain Schaefer Buffalo Stadium on the campus of West Texas A&M in Canyon, Texas. Reavers trail 28-23 outside. Burnett makes the catch this time, not slowing down, hurdles a man, and he's past the 25, down to the 26-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 4. Nearly got a little bit more than you bargained for as he hurdled a man, but he was brought down immediately on the backside of that play.
And that is Hunter's 41st pass of the game. 331 yards and a couple touchdowns.
We saw last drive they picked up some of these very important 3rd downs on the day, 6 of 14. That is a 43% 3rd down efficiency.
Each team with 2 timeouts left, 28-23 on the Score Vision scoreboard. Decker's time to throw. He's sacked. Nice play again by number 11. Reaching out and knocking him down. It's Marshawn Oxley, the defensive end, that just reached out and tomahawk chopped the leg of Hunter Deckers, and it's 4th down. Here comes Jonah DuPont to kick it away.
And I think they thought about getting him for a little bit of celebration there. You saw one of the other players from Hutch trying to push him and tell him to stop, and they had their eyes on him after that play.
So Cordell Goldsby will stand at the 37-yard line. DuPont at his own 7. See if he can kick it away. And that ball sails by DuPont. He picks it up, and he'll just be touched for the safety
did they
of the
blow
end zone.
it? There's a flag.
They're blowing it dead.
I think it was a false start.
Well, the Reavers had somebody running on late, so they were short a guy already.
Okay, so if the safety was there, it would have been 30-23, and instead it's offside. It looks like against Hutch with some.
Prior to the snap, false start.
Nope.
Offense number 90. 5-yard penalty.
Okay, so
Still fourth down.
I thought they were going to go with encroachment, but they do. False start, number 90 for the Reavers. In on the punting unit, Jameer Hall providing protection. So they catch a break. My goodness, did they catch a break? And the 5-yard penalty will cost them back to the 17. So DuPont, that happened to him last week. This time the snap is good, and he gets it away. Not a very good punt. Goldsby will fair catch it at the 46. I'm so glad he didn't go on the run there.
Yeah.
Going to mark that at the 45-yard line. So who will they send out? Will it be Christian Johnson, who got yelled at by his wide receivers after the last third down that they failed on? But only 45 yards to go. A field goal would put the Blue Dragons up 8. A touchdown would make this game a little bit out of reach for Iowa Western, although there's 8 minutes remaining, and they can move the ball quickly, as we saw on that last touchdown drive. And there's a timeout on the field. We'll take it with them here in the fourth quarter. 28-23, Blue Dragons lead the Reavers on the Score Vision scoreboard. This is the Reaver Sports Network, presented by Phil's Comfort Zone.
The radio home of the RSN, 89.7 The River.
The Reaver Sports Network is presented by Phil's Comfort Zone. Football season means cooler weather, and Phil's Comfort Zone can get the furnace tuned up for those cold days ahead. Phil's Comfort Zone has over 40 years of experience in the HVAC industry and can do everything from tune-ups to whole house overhauls for achieving maximum comfort. Phil'sComfortZone.com has all the details. That's Phil'sComfortZone.com. Phil's Comfort Zone, heating, air conditioning, and air quality experts. Phil's Comfort Zone is the official HVAC of the Reaver Sports Network.
Programming on the Reaver Sports Network is brought to you by Hy-Vee Supermarkets. Hy-Vee says get ready for more with Hy-Vee Perks Plus. A Hy-Vee Perks Plus membership provides savings on fuel with every in-store and online plus purchase. Hy-Vee Perks Plus also offers deals and offers weekly and monthly. With Hy-Vee Perks Plus, the Redline Hotline deal is available for just about anything, with complimentary standard delivery for qualifying orders and complimentary express pickup. More online at Hy-Vee.com/perks. Hy-Vee Supermarkets, supporting the RSN.
The RSN is supported by Papa John's of Council Bluffs. Papa John's at 8th and Broadway delivers throughout Council Bluffs, including the Iowa Western campus. Custom-made pizzas and sides for delivery or pickup. Personalized orders can be created online at papajohns.com. That's papajohns.com. Phone orders at 712-322-7272. Papa John's, not just pizza, papadillas, wings, Papa Bowls, sides, and drinks. Papa John's, better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's supports the RSN.
Sales up. This is the Reaver Sports Network.
7 minutes and 54 seconds remain in the season for both Hutchinson and Iowa Western on that Score Vision scoreboard. 28-23, the Blue Dragons with 21 third-quarter points to take the lead. Iowa Western has gotten 6 of them back this quarter, failing on a 2-point conversion as the fans dance and the teams come out of that huddle after the lengthy timeout here at Bain Schaefer Buffalo Stadium in Canyon, Texas. It'll be first down and 10 for Hutch. And number 10, Christian Johnson back out on the field with Wayman Jordan in the backfield. Twins to the near side. Lots of time for Hutch to draw something up. Let's see if they'll stick it on the ground or if they'll go through the air. They lead it by 5. And we saw them go to the air a couple times last time and a couple of miscues by the quarterback. They'll stack them tight on this near side. And Trey Brown, I believe, lined up tight on the far side on the offensive line. Tate Hoover, the H-back. Watch him as he will release and tends to do so. Wayman Jordan with the carry. Wayman Jordan, a gain of about 5 before being brought down. They'll mark the football at the 40, and it's 2nd and 5 coming up. And the clock will run with 7:44 and counting.
Yeah, you got to imagine if you're Hutch, you're going to look to your star running back and say, we need you here. I mean, and if you're the defense, you can somewhat really key in on him and then just make sure there's not a play fake, a little play action, dump pass.
He's got 65 yards on the day. 21 of them came on one play.
So Jordan again to the right of Christian Johnson. Couple of wide receivers to the near side, couple to the far side. It's Prosper and Brown to the far side. Watch the throw to that side. Instead, it'll be Johnson that will run forward, and he'll have a first down to the 35 and gets down to the 33-yard line before being upended by the Reavers. So Johnson with his feet moves the chains.
He's a little slow to get up as well.
Lucas Struck making the tackle for the Reavers.
That's 10 for him on the day, ties him for the team lead.
6:50 and counting. Again, the clock, the enemy of the Reavers right now. They need a big play from the defense. Whether it's a turnover on downs or whether it's a turnover at all, there have been no turnovers in this ball game yet.
Yeah, he's grabbing that left knee as Johnson.
So Jordan in the backfield. Johnson with the run and the tackle. First down and 10 to the 33-yard line. They'll run some distractions, let's just say. McLilly Bulow, can he get a hold of Jordan? He cannot. And now Wayman Jordan Jr. dives into the red zone of the Reavers. All the way to the 18. The chains move again. The clock continues to run at 6:10. Reavers cannot afford a score here.
They had him behind the line of scrimmage, just couldn't wrap their arms around him and bring him down.
Yeah, wasn't contained. They basically, he was able to escape out that and then find the edge.
So they are taking their sweet time. First down and 10 with 17 seconds on the play clock. Offensive line strolling to the line of scrimmage. Reavers have got to have something here. They've been short on the turnovers this season. That's been their one disadvantage as they struggle with takeaways. Into the end zone, and it's incomplete.
Pass intended to number 2, Trey Brown.
Very close to tipping it to himself. Jalen Bain Peterson on the coverage. Good news, though, if he had caught it, he was out of bounds. His whole body was out of bounds because he was laying on the ground as the ball was still in the air. Watch it again off of his face mask. Another tip and just comes up shy. So second down and 10. They go for the backbreaker on first and 10 from the 18 and don't get it. The clock's stopping, thankfully, with 5:31 to play.
Yeah, just gotta make a defense play right here.
Johnson ready to go. He's got Hoover in motion. The H-back lines up on the right side. Jordan takes the handoff. And it's Jordan that really looked indecisive. He just stopped in the backfield, and it's Dom Wiseman that's right there for Iowa Western.
Yeah, they knew exactly what was the play call. It's going to be a handoff, and they're converging. Need the big third down stop here.
A field goal only puts them up by 8, which the Reavers have come up empty on a pair of 2-point conversions this season, both against these Hutchinson Blue Dragons. 5 minutes to go as the clock ticks down into the 4s on the left side. Score Vision scoreboard reads 28-23 Blue Dragons. Johnson on third down and 11. He will bluff the handoff, and he gets some space. Johnson still moving, and he's tackled around the 15. It'll be fourth down for Hutchinson as the clock will tick down into the 3-minute tally before they get the next play off. Play clock at 31. The game clock at 4 and 1 under that. So it'll be Blaze Hoover that will set up for the Nestus Berger field goal, a 32-yarder. Berger has missed one tonight, but has made one. No, he's 0 for 1 tonight. Berger's kick is blocked by the Reavers. It's blocked, and Iowa Western gets the football back. Down 5. Anthony Panase with the block for the Reavers. Unreal. What a break for Iowa Western.
Needed the spark.
I mean, that is just what you needed.
Not a turnover, but wow, what a play.
Yeah.
Josh, I'm not going to lie. This is why you shouldn't have numbers higher than 5 on a basketball jersey.
Yeah.
Because I thought you were saying it was Jackson Cherry that had blocked it.
He could if he wanted to.
So a humongous play for the Reavers, and let's go. 4:04 to play, down 5.
2 timeouts and the 2-minute timeout if you need any of that.
And a chance for Hunter Deckers to seal a legacy here at Iowa Western.
He's empty backfield. Twins to the near side. Twins to the far side. Where's the other man at? Deckers will race out of trouble. Looking downfield. Quick dart. Navy and Cargill has it at the 27-yard line. That'll move now they're going to say the 26-yard line on the far side. Near side's 27. The line judge is there, and they'll spot that ball properly at the 27-yard line. So 2nd down and 3 for the Reavers. Great job by Deckers getting out of the pocket and finding an open receiver. Trips to the far side now. Deckers again sets up, looking to throw. Pressure coming. He'll just hang on to the football and get a sack back behind the 20-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and long for the Reavers. It's big old number 97, Jeffrey Manns, again in on the sack. Wow, that's a big one.
Yeah, and I thought Burnett was able to kind of clog it up and chip him enough that it was going to give Hunter a chance to at least get out of the pocket and maybe throw it away. Looks like a Blue Dragon down there along the front.
That's fine. Let the Reavers talk about it a little bit and figure out how they're going to get out of this 3rd down and 11 situation. We'll keep it right here. Looks like, again, more cramping, and the air is just so dry that seems to be the problem. Jaquan McGinney, who maybe he's run his mouth so much that all the spittle has gone out, and that's why the dehydration is there. So he's being tended to for a cramp as the crowd falls silent here at Bain Schaefer Buffalo Stadium. Beautiful campus here for the Buffaloes of West Texas A&M. Team stayed in Amarillo, and the community of Canyon welcoming them in for the banquet, for the walkthroughs, for the press conference. Fantastic facility here. They'll have this for the, I believe, the next 2 seasons after this one. After Little Rock, Arkansas hosted for the first 3 seasons of that playoff. Reavers are the only team that have punched their ticket to the playoffs all 4 seasons. Hutchinson in front of this one, 28-23. Number 1 Iowa Western trailing by 5, and a 3rd down and 11 coming.
Something to watch down the stretch. Hunter Deckers has 347 passing yards, 13th best in a single game. If the Reavers won a national championship, he will need to climb that list.
So here you go on 3rd and 11 after the quarterback sack of Deckers. Hunter sets up, looks quickly, and Navian Cargill is there again. 1st down, Reavers. A humongous catch for the sophomore tight end.
Got to where he needed to go, found that middle seam, and we're keeping this drive alive. 2:48 and counting.
Another full-fledged 1st down, as Russ says on that score vision scoreboard. 2:42 now, as the Reavers will snap it. And now it'll be a timeout, I believe, for Hutchinson. Why are we blowing this one dead? Let's go. You want tempo here. There's no flags, are there? No.
I think so.
For targeting.
Yeah, because Cargill got up and pointed to the back of his head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, left out the white hat left out a crucial piece of information.
Yeah. So they will go to the review tent. We'll see if there is a penalty to be assessed on this.
Yeah, immediately pointed to his head.
1st down and 10 from the 41-yard line in Reaver territory right now. That looks like he's over the top. I don't think there's going to be anything tagged on. So it'll just give the Reavers a chance to regroup a little bit offensively. You're getting the same thing for the Hutch defense, though. No.
With that completion, Hunter now is 9th best passing game in Reaver history.
But essentially, you're getting a timeout without taking a timeout.
Yeah, right. Yeah. But I'm not sure if you want that if you're Iowa Western moving with tempo.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any ill intent there. The man, it was Colin Collier that they're looking at the hit on Cargill, but it wasn't really a hit. He just came up, and Cargill's motion sent him toward the Hutch side of the field, and that's where Collier was coming in from. It was almost like Cargill ran into his knees and bent Collier over as he was trying to avoid. I mean, you usually don't tackle somebody when they're on the ground. He was just in the area, so I doubt anything will come of this. If it does, 15 yards for the Reavers, but I doubt it.
One thing to note, you mentioned the timeout. Iowa Western sitting with 2 because they had to take that one before the 2-point conversion earlier. Might be wishing they had that one back here at the end, but still plenty of time right now.
Yeah, you've got to be thinking right now, if you're moving the football at Iowa Western's pace, you don't want to leave too much time on the clock.
Sure.
So here's the official's call.
After review, there's no targeting. 1st down.
So there you go. Kind of what we said. But you got to make those calls if there's the possibility of it. You've got to do it as far as a safety standpoint. You got to make sure that there wasn't any ill intent. Devin Lowe is that nose tackle. He's a big dude, 6'1", 328. I think that's underselling his weight, but he is pumped up, dancing to the beat. Deckers will throw. Shoulder pick. Now another one. Still time to throw, and it's, wow, that was very, very dangerous. 3 Hutchinson Blue Dragons around, including Kedrick Walker, the linebacker, as he was intending that ball to get to Navy and Cargill. I don't know if you want to throw into triple coverage. And the Reavers catch a break there. 2:41 ticks down to 2:29 as the clock stops on the throw.
Well, I mean, if you want to get a positive, at least Hunter had plenty of time to survey the field. But
well,
again,
because everybody was down covering people.
Yeah.
Deckers again fakes the handoff. Fresh Walters in the flat to the 40. He's not going to get much more than that. Now he is. He breaks free, and he's to the 47-yard line. They'll give him to the 46, and a 5-yard gain on 2nd and 10. That is gigantic because it keeps the Reavers with a chance to move the ball forward. Fresh is dinged up again.
Yeah, and he dove, and it almost, to me, I thought he maybe caught a helmet to the head on the end of that play as well. I'm not sure, but definitely laying down there on the field.
Well, watch it again. I mean, Walker just completely misses. Excuse me, Jaquel Mack completely missed on the tackle, and Fresh Walters, you're right. I think he got something on the back end. Corbin Green might have gotten a little bit of a late pop on him at the end of that play.
Walking off, looks pretty motivated.
Oh, he does.
Well, I tell you what, he's a nice kid. He's a very good kid.
Had a chance to talk to him a couple times this week.
Yeah,
just really impressed.
Just a positive individual. He, of course, has got a friend back in Council Bluffs that he's made over the course of his career. A young man named Griffin who lost his mother, and it's just nice to see him see. I can make a difference in somebody's life. From the 46, 3rd down and 5. Deckers. Here comes Keon Brown, and it'll be 4th down and 5.
Yeah, they came with that. I believe it was a corner blitz, kind of a little delayed blitz. And, again, just wasn't enough time for Hunter to set up and throw.
So this is it right here, folks. 2:01 to play.
Walter's back in the game, too, from the slot on the near side.
Reavers need 5 for a first down. 4th down to go. Trying to get Hutch to jump. They do not. 8 seconds on the play clock. Deckers to throw. Who's open? It is going to be caught again. Another humongous play by Navy and Cargill. The tight end coming up huge, and the chains move again on the Deckers to Cargill connection. Whew. And we are at the 2-minute timeout. We'll take a breather. When we come back, the final 2 minutes of this exciting game, well, the final 1:55, Iowa Western trails 28-23, but moving the ball. Can the Reavers come back in this one? It's an NJCAA Division I football instant classic on the Reavers Sports Network, presented by Phil's Comfort Zone.
The radio home of the RSN, 89.7 The River.
The Reaver Sports Network is brought to you by State Farm Insurance and agent Judd Knispel. With over 26 years of serving both Southwest Iowa and the greater Omaha area, Judd proudly supports the Reavers and the community he lives in. Online quotes available for auto and motorcycle, RV, home and condo, business, boat, and even pet insurance. Renter's insurance is available as well for that student in your life. JuddKnispel.com. That's State Farm Insurance agent Judd Knispel, supporting the Reavers on the RSN.
The Reaver Sports Network is brought to you by Arrow Towing, serving the Metro 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. Arrow's experienced drivers and large fleet of trucks and equipment handle a variety of towing, recovery, and hauling needs throughout the Metro and beyond. For 50 years, Arrow Towing has been providing towing, recovery, roadside, hauling, jump starts, lockouts, fuel delivery, and more. More information online at arrowtowing.com. Available in Omaha, Council Bluffs, and beyond. Arrow Towing supports the Reavers on the RSN.
Programming on the Reaver Sports Network is supported by Schmidley's Family Golf Range. Schmidley's on 120th Street in Omaha, between Maple and Fort, with turf and grass hitting areas to perfect your golf game. Plus, Schmidley's is the place for spring and summer sand volleyball. Sign-ups for spring sand volleyball start at halftime of the Super Bowl at schmidleys.com. Schmidley's is on Facebook. That's SCHMIDLEYS. Schmidley's Family Golf Range, 120th Street between Maple and Fort in Omaha. Schmidley's supports the Reavers on the RSN.
Iowa Western football
Russ, could you do the stanky leg, please?
No, sir. No, sir.
Score Vision scoreboard. Hutchinson 28, Iowa Western 23. The clock at 1:55. This is the 2-minute timeout. Reavers have got 2 remaining. And I tell you what, I don't know how many lives they've got remaining. They have come up huge. A completion from Hunter Deckers to Navy and Cargill has moved this ball to the 40-yard line. Check that, the 41-yard line of Hutchinson. Reavers, again, a field goal won't do it. They need the full complement of points on a touchdown to come from behind to take the lead.
Do you think we'll see another wide receiver run the ball on this drive?
I honestly don't know. But you'll notice that Nolan Geislinger is in the game right now, and Hunter Deckers is in the pattern. Titus Myers, Hunter Deckers to the right. Who's on that far sideline? Is that Humple? Owen Gish is the tight end, lined up on the right side.
Yeah, Reavers Humple over there.
Reavers out of the timeout, ready to go with Nolan Geislinger, the freshman quarterback out of Watkins, Minnesota, behind center. Man in motion is Humple. Here comes the snap. Hand off to Jonathan Humple. Hand off to Hunter Deckers. He avoids one man, gets rid of another man, throws it, and it's complete to Jonathan Humple. Humple to the 25, the 20, and he's inside the red zone for the Reavers. The trick play nearly found disaster, but somehow Deckers avoids 2 would-be tacklers and gets it down into the rookie's red zone to Jonathan Humple.
And man,
wow!
He was just able to just avoid just like a ballerina out there, pirouetting and tiptoeing, and look at that. I mean, just amazingly keeping this play alive.
Well, he spins off the would-be tackle of Corbin Green. First down and 10 for the Reavers from the 16-yard line of Hutchinson. 1:44 remaining in the ball game.
Small slice of redemption for Humple this season.
Fresh Walters. Humple will line up to the right of Deckers on his orders. The snap. Deckers looking downfield. Steps up. Out of pressure. Pointing. Throws. A no-look pass. Is it intercepted?
No, dropped it. He dropped it.
He dropped it. Oh, my goodness. The Reavers stave off disaster at the goal line. My goodness. Wow.
Okay, I don't know how much more I can take of this, guys. This has got me. My heart is racing.
If you're watching booth cam, you're getting a show.
Second down and 10 from the 16. Again, it was Deckers running. Probably should have taken off on the run. Tried to no-look it into the hands of Titus Myers. And the tailback, or excuse me, the defensive back was right there. Navy and Cargill splits wide left. Javen Moore on the near side. Fresh Walters in there as well. Deckers sets up, looking. And again, this ball is incomplete. It's off the hands of the intended receiver inside the 5-yard line. Third down and 10. Javen Moore watched it in and out of the mitts, and the Reavers have got 2 plays to keep this one going. My goodness.
You got 2 timeouts. You got 91 seconds on the clock. You can do some things here.
And it looks like Hutch wants a timeout. Are they going to get it? They see something Hutch does. They are pointing to the field. Trevor Burnett in the backfield. It's Deckers. He'll go on the run to the 10, and he's going to be pushed back. It'll be 4th down for the Reavers.
Carried by number 8, Hunter Deckers.
Huh. That's an interesting play call. And then what do you got? You came up already on 4th and 5 on this drive.
Well, that's a play call where you know you got 2 cracks at it.
Well, the Reavers again went for 2 earlier. The other time they've come up in a similar situation is going for 2 back in September, and it will be a timeout for Iowa Western with 1:01 remaining on the Score Vision scoreboard. Iowa Western has got a 4th down from the 11-yard line. They need what? The 6? The 5?
They need to get to the 6.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's a 4th down and 5 to go. They had a 4th down and 5 earlier, and Navy and Cargill was the man. They're packed in tight here as they are within striking distance of the end zone. And this is a big one, man. This is a huge play for the Reavers. This is a chance to either keep this one going, take the lead, or watch Hutchinson celebrate on the field here at Bain Schaefer Buffalo Stadium. Papa John's broadcast booth is it's chilly, but I'm sweating. Why is that?
If you're wondering, they're 1 for 1 on 4th down. That's because we saw just a few plays ago when they found Cargill on 4th and 5. So they're going to need to go 2 for 2.
Let's take a quick break before the teams come out.
KIWR, Council Bluffs, Omaha, 89.7, The
Quick legal ID. Keon Brown was in, comes out. Javen Moore, Navy and Cargill to the near side. Fresh Walters, Titus Myers to the far side. Trevor Burnett is in the backfield. Deckers and the Reavers to keep this one going. Deckers throw, and it's going to be incomplete. And Deckers lies on the turf with 57 seconds remaining. And only one timeout remaining for the Reavers. And they will come up short within striking distance one more time, and they will fall short of a NJCAA championship, and they'll fall short of becoming the first team to ever win 3 in a row. Wow.
Well, they came with the pressure again, and he had to get rid of it in a hurry.
So they take over. The Hutchinson Blue Dragons do at the 11-yard line, and the Reavers fall short in 2 wins or 2 battles against the Blue Dragons. It's Hutch winning each by 1 score. Yep, you're right. Threw off his back leg. He had Javen Moore right down the pipe. And it will be Christian Johnson that will lead his team back out of the field. The ball nearly intercepted by Avian Rice, but it falls to the turf and just incomplete. And again, you had to throw it quick, Russ. You're right. And not much you could do about it. So victory formation for the Blue Dragons of Hutch. The Reavers are up 14-0, scored 9 points after that. And the Hutch Blue Dragons will win their first national championship since the spring 21 championship before these playoffs started.
And I tell you what, we're going to look at some moments on that last drive that missed opportunities. And that's what we're probably going to be thinking about the whole ride home, and so will the players and coaches.
So with 1 timeout left, the Reavers can't really stop it. They will let the clock run. They won't call that final timeout. And that'll do it. The Blue Dragons celebrate the first championship game in West Texas as the NJCAA national champions. Drew Dallas celebrating on the sideline.
Fans, that's the end of the
And the
ball
Reavers
game with the final score.
will leave the field a little bit empty. Congratulations going around on the field. And we will head into the post game to get the usual gamut of stats, our player of the game for the Reavers, and more. Final score, Hutchinson 28, Iowa Western 23. They fall just short in the NJCAA title game. We're back in a moment for the post game wrap-up, brought to you by Judd Knispel and State Farm Insurance. This is the RSN presented by Phil's Comfort Zone.
The radio home of the RSN, 89.7 The River.